Yes, the final shot of the game, he caught it with his nuts.
Cup check.
Even my penis is better than the Boston Bruins.
Right.
Signed Goalie
I don't
Bob.
need arms or legs. I just need my dick.
This is international soccer celebrity Chris Doran, and you're listening to ACES Radio.
Now, shall we begin?
You are now listening to an altogether less fashionable variety of soccer podcast. Broadcasting live from the capital city of Columbus, Ohio. Welcome to
ACES Radio.
I got the new wings with the Zima flavor sauce.
I've given this no thought whatsoever.
Hashtag probably right in cock.
They're in your face, they're a little different. I think it's super cool. I love them. Jamie, you ignorant slut.
Hold on to your butts.
Now, here are your hosts, Morgan Hughes, John Zidar, and Darby Schnarpus.
Oh, yeah, baby. Ignorant sluts, shitlords, and celebrity fans alike. If you're here, sound of my voice, it's already too late. You're tuned in to the latest, the lamest, and possibly last episode of ACES Radio. It's a Buffalo Bills podcast only. Coming up tonight on the program, Cruisers FC lose like their 100th game in a row, and we don't, and that's stupid, and everyone's upset. The panel will discuss cracking the code. Tonight it makes its triumphant return as we try to decipher what Cliff Porter means when he uses words. Man balls are back drabs, and they're thrown about as liberally as ever. I welcome you back to the show, my friend, and I remind you as always that I'm the #1 FC Barca fan. Then on segment 2, the rarest of all rare treats as a celebrity guest. Unlike any other, which we don't mean as a compliment, stops by the show. Charles Compensano is here. We're going to have agree to disagree about the pronunciation of your last name, douchebag. Then on segment 3, we head live on Periscope for your hot takes, a.k.a. the battle for the grand prize, and sweet mother of God. A log jam at the top of the standings this week, fellas, as users A, B, C, D, F, and massive Scouser Buckeye return to battle for hot takes supremacy. Prediction scores, prediction updates, Cruisers versus DC United, Hang On Tour, the Axe Attack War, and so much fucking more. Brought to you as always by benevolent corporate overlord sponsors Blood and Urine, and broadcasting live from the beautiful front room here at Endeavor Brewing Company. My name is the Continuing Champion, Morgan Hughes, a.k.a. Officer Carol Seaver, and I'm joined by none other than AAA, the absentee amateur artist himself, Captain Jean-Luc, the wet boy Zadar, and everyone's favorite ancient ruin, Darby, the 40-year-old man-child, Schnarfus. Fellas, punches, lads from different dads, brothers from different mothers, and amigos, de Guillermo. How in the hell have you been?
Charles, this is the part where you don't talk. Don't talk to me right now.
Why'd you wait until just now to start talking to Darby?
Yeah, he sat through a 5-minute introduction.
That was the longest intro ever.
I'm literally getting ready to open my mouth. He pulls off his headphones and leans in.
Oh, hey, you want to talk about Pokemans? Oh, hey.
Congratulations, you're already the worst guest ever.
Drabs, welcome back to the show.
Oh, my God.
I was worried that you were getting bright red during the intro.
No, that happens a lot.
Right.
I don't think
he does it all in one breath.
Yeah. I've never breathed in my life. You know that about me, Drabs. Welcome to the show, Drolby Screenface. Welcome back to the program after a 1-week hiatus from going to catch Pokemans at the Endeavor or at the Avenger
with the Nintendo
Endeavor
Power
game
Glove.
with the glove. You were
The Nintendo Power Glove?
Sean Sitar.
Yeah.
You were at
It was
the
a
movie
thing that
theater.
happened literally before you were born.
I'm aware of what the Nintendo Power Glove is.
I have to I didn't think about this until just now, but I've seen Avengers
I was gonna say,
Endgame.
you saw the movie,
Yeah,
so I don't know.
I saw it. Pam is actually in the room right now. Pam has seen it with my little
Hi, Pam.
tiny baby goobies.
Her and Gary went separately from you?
Well, I would like to think so, John. I don't know.
She
I
put
was so
Gary
immersed
in
in
the
it.
cup holder.
There's going to be Avengers spoilers. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
this episode.
Fuck off.
Has to be.
I mean, actually, I don't care
Darby's
that much.
going to throw a fit. 'cause
It's probably
he's
going to be the
14
new Thor
films
Ragnarok.
behind, so.
Did you are you seriously Drabs just not interested in Endgame at all?
No, I'll probably see it this weekend.
Oh my god!
But I didn't
You'll
want to.
probably see
Also,
it?
I went to Lennox, and apparently
The
they
worst
went to this
movie
thing.
theater in the city?
Well, yeah, it's also 2 minutes from me. And they have like assigned seats now,
Gateway's
so you
5
buy
minutes.
actual.
They have assigned seats.
Literally
now.
every movie theater has that.
They
except
have
for,
assigned
like,
seats
to,
now.
like the Independents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I mostly go to Gateway these days. So
Yeah.
like
AMC's have had that for a long time, Marcus.
it's stupid and I
Cinemark.
hate it.
I think the only thing that's been good about Pam and I's relationship is that like she introduced me to the concept of, and this is like 7 years ago we started dating.
Going to movies?
Like going to movies, but like going to theaters that you buy specific seats that like, you know, they recline and people are like, oh, hello, Morgan, would you like Twiz Daddies? And I'm like, yeah, bitches, bring it to me. And they're like, that'll be $170.
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
But still, they bring it to you, and it's great. I love that.
Some of the food they serve at some of those is half bad, too.
Yeah, no, it's great. Welcome to the program. Joining us on segment 2, but here on segment 1 as well, Charles Campanos. No?
Camposano?
Campesano. Charles
Campiasano.
Camps.
Want to go camping? No.
Camping. No, we don't want that. No.
That's how I tell people to spell it.
about to
Camp
storm,
is a
so-
no.
That's right. You're joining us here on
So you're
segment
an
1.
outdoorsman.
No.
He's an indoorsman.
You're an indoor man. Welcome as well to my little tiny baby goobies. Oh, my little tiny baby.
He did like the adorable puppy head tilt thing
Yeah.
when you said his name.
Goobies.
He's still trying to
Probably
get,
because he only has the mental capacity of a puppy.
Oh,
he's still trying to
that's
get the
true.
poop off of his
No, he's
butt.
honestly one
No,
of the
it's all
dumbest-
off on Pam's thigh. I can see it. Yeah.
So Pam shows up. She comes into the front room here at the beautiful Endeavor Brewing Company, and she brings my tiny baby Gary to me. And she's like, "Oh, he shit all over himself."
Yeah, so you like promptly gave his slop spout like a warm, wet massage. Like,
Well, I mean, what am I supposed to do? Like,
Yeah, you picked him up,
He's my
sat
baby.
him down.
I don't know,
on
but
your
he
lap,
like behaved like you do it a lot. Like
Yeah,
he instantly was
he's
just
not
like,
very-
"Oh yes, this.
Yeah.
I love this."
first of all, Gary's hair grows super fast, and like, dude, his poop gets caught in there a lot, and there's
What?
not much I can do. Hey, first of all, Gary, you're giving it a
Shave
shot.
his
I've
ass.
never
Appreciate that.
encountered a dog that's actually had that as an issue.
Literally, your mom replied to me on Twitter one time about this. And
Oh,
said-
really?
Yes, and said, "I also have a small dog. There's poop that gets stuck in the butt. It happens."
You have nothing better to do. Why don't you shave his ass like once a week?
Well, that's the thing, Travis.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
I mean this. Like, part of owning a small dog that, like, you know, like grows hair that needs to be groomed is like trimming the butt hairs, and I do a very poor job at that at times. And right now is one of the times where I'm doing a poor job at it. So Pam,
What do you mean a poor job? You just like get clippers with a
I know,
guard?
but I
and
forget.
yeah.
But I forget.
Oh, you just didn't.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
I
because
thought you
you're
meant
very
you
busy
like
in a
are
given
doing
day.
a bad job
Yes.
of it.
You've got a very full schedule.
right.
You're just
You've got a lot of
neglectful, is
what
Day
you forgot to
say.
drinking to go on.
Yes, I've forgotten. So Pam
You have to
shows up.
transfer your front yard to your
I like to
backyard.
think
did that.
that the
That's
only
true.
reason Pam came was because she noticed that Gary had showered himself, and she was like,
"Here, you do
"I'm
it."
not cleaning that off. Let's go see your dad."
You dirty bitch. No, but she comes in here and she's like, "Hey, here's Gary, and also he's diarrhea sharded all over his butthole." And so I'm just holding him, and she comes back in the room with like a wet towel, and I just have to like clean his butt crack.
It's this kind of cold open that gets us those 1-star reviews.
That's right.
I was just thinking that. Like, we're going to get such great reviews this week. I'm loving it.
And I asked Charles, like, "Do you love your children as much as I love my dog?" And you said,
Absolutely.
"That's fucked up," because like I wouldn't clean anyone else's butt crack other than Gary.
I mean, that's literally your job as a parent.
I don't even. Gary doesn't even have a butt crack. Like dogs don't
Yeah.
have cracks; they just have holes.
he's a balloon nut.
Do you know how many butts I clean on a day-to-day? My wife even more with triplet 3-year-olds.
Oh my
Right.
God.
Plus, she
That's a
has
good
to
call.
clean yours.
I apologize.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
We'll get into
that was in the
segment
bowels.
too.
He's polished Zach's beehole many a time.
Moving the fun on.
Usually with that nose of his.
2 pieces of housekeeping, lads, before we get in the meat.
Oh, my God.
Days of ACES Radio. First of all, thanks for all the ratings and reviews. Like, I checked it for the first time in, like, since we've been pandering for them.
You have been pandering.
Yes, since
Yeah.
we have been doing that. Travis, me, you, and Sean.
Didn't we say we were going to give somebody something for
I
that?
don't remember that.
I don't remember
I
either.
don't remember saying that, even though one of them mentioned it in the thing. Like,
In the
I'm only
reward.
doing this for a hat. But I do want to mention that we officially got our first 1-star review. A 1-star review. And the guy was like, "It's like they're just friends around a table drinking." And I'm like, "It's like that. No, it is that." You
That's what all podcasts
Yeah,
are.
what the fuck are we
Like,
talking
if you
about?
think the 538 people aren't drunk during their recording sessions, you're wrong. Like,
and he also
you
dinged
ever
us
listen
for
to Nate Silver?
Yeah, he dinged us for not having good hockey coverage.
yeah, right? Which will explain the intro today that we kind of recorded when Drabs didn't know he was being recorded. So enjoy
Never
that.
say anything
We're
around
gonna
Morgan
circle back
because you're
there.
always being recorded.
Even my penis is better than the Boston Bruins. Second to last piece in housekeeping, thanks to everyone who came out to the It Belongs in a Museum event at Land Grant Brewing Company yesterday. Shout out to Keith Noss and to Steve Sirk. Keith really put that shit together. Like, even though Save the Crew is done, like Keith still has a passion for keeping the spirit alive and having events. And Pam and I were there, and Pam was very selfish. And let's leave before the Jackets game is over. And I'm like, I'll kick you in the mouth. And so I did that. And
you kicked her in the mouth, or you left?
I missed, but I tried, John. You played soccer with me. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
And also credit to Gabe Jones, who is the guy from Otterbein who had the idea and sort of started that whole process.
Never heard of him.
Yeah. Okay.
Moving on, Cruisers FC taking on Houston Dynamos, the Texas Lad Boys. Formation 4-2-3-1, Zach Stefanet, Jimenez, Saro, Abu Bakar, and Sean Francis across the back. Artur and Ricardo Clark in the middle. Robinho, Sosa, and Merrim on the wings and attacking men. Your boy Jossie Zardes up top. Your sub, Sanch, comes on for Merrim in the 56th. That says a lot. Nico Hansen for Sosa in the 73rd. And Luis Argudo, that's Spanish for Luis Argudo. For Ricardo Clark, the old man, in the 81st. Your cards, Waylon Francis picks up a yellow in the 51st minute. Your goals, Mauro Manotas in the 3rd minute. What a failure. And Tomas Martinez in the 55th gets the Dynamos off the schneid. It is a 2-0 Cruisers FC loss. Drabs, we go to you first. 1 goal in the last 408 minutes of game action. And importantly, I think, the first shutout for Houston in 2019. Let's go around the Latin term for podcast hosts and deal with this. Was this game more of the same, or did you see anything in the match that led you to believe that we're getting better or worse? Back to you, Drabs.
Well, whether or not they're getting better or worse, they didn't score any fucking goals. I will say, to the team's credit, they seemed more aggressive. They were more willing to take shots. I don't know if that was the fresh faces on the field, better opportunity. I don't know what it was. They seemed more willing to take shots rather than pass for fucking ever and search for the perfect opportunity. It didn't turn into anything. It didn't turn into goals. It didn't turn into a win, which means you get no moral victory points. But to the team's credit, they did seem like they were doing more of the right things than they have recently.
Especially with Eduardo Sosa, it looked like he was trying to take chances to make his case to get some playing time. Sean Satar, I'm assuming you watched the game?
You assume wrong.
Okay, fantastic.
Did you watch the highlights?
No, I didn't do that either. I don't watch the highlights of losers.
Your thoughts on the
No,
match, my
I
friend?
did mean to watch them, but I didn't. I just follow along on Twitter. I don't know. It sounds like it was kind of the same thing we'd seen the 2 games prior. So
Yeah.
I predicted they would lose, and they did. Not shocked. They really just they need some sort of new attacking piece, which is not something we haven't known since last season. But I think it's just becoming more and more apparent. I mean, 8 goals in 10 games is bad, regardless of what the result is.
Yeah, if you think about
the results, whatever.
Going on the road against a team that we haven't beat on the road in 8 years, a team that's pretty solid in the West. This was an expected loss. Regardless of the team's current form, in MLS, more often than not, you lose this game.
Yep.
I wasn't especially upset by it because that's sort of
I was
what
definitely more upset by the previous result.
Yeah.
In the midweek than this one. But
especially the starting 11 makes you go, hey, we went all in on the DC United and Portland game and came away with a whole pile of Gary smashers. Like nothing. Charles, Camping Snow Pants, welcome to the show. Want to just give you a big shout out. Thanks for coming to ACES Radio. Your thoughts on Cruisers FC versus Houston Dynamos?
I think I largely agree with Darby's points that
I love when people agree with me.
It was still disappointing, but they seem to be more aggressive, at least taking shots, and which I don't feel like we've seen as much recently. Just letting it fly, and at least you're trying something different, not just repeating the same mistakes over and over. So
You think it's a lot of people in there like a Ricardo Clark or like a Eddie Sosa or who else was in there that isn't a usual starter?
Argudo went in eventually.
Yeah,
Abubakar.
Abubakar, Nico Hansen. Like there are guys that were coming in there. Do you think it's them trying to say like I deserve to be in the starting 11?
Yeah, I think it's probably a combination of you're probably hearing it from the coaching staff that you need to get the shots off and not have as many passes in the final third. And
their shot statistics were almost exactly identical in the DC game. So
were they?
Yeah,
I know.
They were off by like one.
Yeah, I know they didn't have
Were
a lot
more on target.
No, it was the same, and it was almost exactly the same in the game prior to that in Portland also. So they're not shooting more.
Okay.
Maybe just
not to shit on your
reality.
point, but
No,
like
I mean, that's
perception.
Yeah.
Well, it could be earlier shots though, right? Like maybe there was less passing in the box and letting them fly sooner rather than having those extra passes.
No, they were definitely taking shots.
The shot numbers were in the high teens for all these games. I mean, it was literally 19, 18, 17, and the shots on target were 6, 5, and 5. So you shoot all day, but if they're not on target, it doesn't really matter. I mean, we're talking about,
we didn't have 44 fucking crosses, so that's a good sign.
Yeah. I didn't look at the crosses.
Yeah,
that 44 is an insane number.
Yeah, that was
from that DC game.
Oh yeah, it was
that's
second
not
most in
having any
MLS
ideas.
in 2019, and I was like, really? There was a game with more than that?
I know. I saw that too, and I was like, no way. What the hell?
Well, let's say this, and I don't know if you guys are going to agree with me, but I'll make a statement, and let's go around the panel and talk about it. Lawless Abubakar's first appearance of the year, and it's easy to see why he is just not good enough. And I'm sure he's a fucking tremendous lad, but sweet monkey balls. That goal in the third minute was 100% on him. He had multiple giveaways. He had multiple times where he just straight up kicked the ball out of bounds where he was trying to pass it to a teammate that was inbounds. Drabs, your thoughts?
Yeah, he recovered somewhat later in the game, but when your first significant action is to biff that hard, and now don't get me wrong, it wasn't a great pass that came back to him, but on back passes like that, you don't often get a great opportunity, and you fucking smash the ball. You don't worry about being clever and stepping over and passing back to the keeper. You hit the fucking ball into the next.
Dude, he took a hard touch that went about 3 feet in front of him and then did nothing to either block the defender or go after the ball. So, or the offensive player rather. And so the Dynaman just like ran up, took the ball, and it was it was a screwy goal. Let's be real, like. It was a screwy goal.
It doesn't look like he touches the ball at all.
I'm not sure if he touched it or not. I think
it doesn't look like he does. No,
and
it looks
think
like he
missed.
plants and then he.
Or if he did nothing,
he either misses or he intentionally.
Yeah, and Houston is a fast team, so like that's a team. Yeah, that you can't fuck. You can't fuck around when the guy is running at you because you're only going to get one shot at that ball, and he blew it.
Charles, your thoughts?
I think you saw the good and bad of Lawless in this game. You saw the mistakes, and then he recovered a bunch of times, or stopped a 2-on-1, or did something athletic and great also. So I think it was kind of like the good and bad, and probably why he hasn't been starting.
So you're saying it was Mensah from like 2 seasons ago?
Yeah, I think that's an accurate comp.
I think track 10 on Into the Great Wide Open by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers is called All or Nothing. And, like, that's a great song, and it's a fine dance, but it's not a good soccer player. Back to you, Sean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good reference.
I'm all right with that. There's going to be, like, 2 people who understand that.
It was, I think we've known for a while, though, that that's kind of the player that he is. He relies on his instincts and his athleticism to make up for the fact that he's not as technically gifted as the other center back options. Fuck was that?
My phone is vibrating and my key fell off of it. I put my key fob on there.
Okay, Shrek.
My
bad. So I'm not surprised. I do think it's interesting, though, that he went so quickly from like a preferred starting center back under Greg to not even, what is he, like 3 or 4 down the depth chart? Like he's
fourth
not
choice
even,
at this point.
Yeah, if that,
I think when you're an athlete and you're young and they're like, well, he's not smart, but he sure is athletic. Like you can guarantee that fucking lad is going to be out of whatever league that he plays in by like age 28.
When your athleticism no longer can keep up.
Right, when he's not just like this genetic freak that can like jump over bitches and just like, let me smash. Like at some point you got to start using your goddamn head for more than like smashing it against balls and goalposts. Back to you, Travis.
Can confirm.
Moving on.
He would be great trade bait if one were so inclined right now.
Actually, no, I think you're right.
We heard that rumor before last season at one point, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
And we have an abundance of like center backs right now that like
we have an overabundance.
Yeah. Gaston, Josh, Alex, Jonathan Mensah. We just signed Abu Bakar Keita or whatever his name is. Like we have like not just like people that are first team starters, but also like a pipeline. Like
we got a lot of depth.
Hey, let's take a look at maybe moving one of them. Last thing I'll say is I guess actually some decent build up and some decent attacking play in the second half, but it was scrub time and it didn't matter. And if that's when the crew are going to decide to like start putting 2 and 2 together, then like I don't know what the fuck I'm even watching for. Let's go around the Latin term for podcast hosts, and that is table. Get our color impressions out of the way. The earliest we've done that in probably 117 episodes. It's 20 minutes in. We're already doing color impressions. Travis, go to you first. Your color impressions of Cruisers FC versus Houston Dynamos.
I'm going to go gray like the storm clouds that are currently outside. We're all going to die, so it's been nice
shit,
knowing
you're
you.
not kidding. Wow.
Yeah, we're
It's
supposed
been real, fellas.
We're supposed to get wrecked starting like
literally what I
any
was
minute
gonna
now.
say. I was looking outside.
Midnight or so, yeah.
Pam, you brought our fucking 4-pound dog here in the middle of like Hurricane Hugo.
He smells like...
She's about to reenact some Wizard of Oz shit with Gary here.
Can you tell me what happened? Did he poop in the backyard and just shit all over his butthole, or like?
There's probably diarrhea in our house.
Just a bit of leakage.
Is what
It's
I was
a bit of
fucking
leakage is
afraid
what it
of.
is.
Like you came home from work and there was diarrhea on his butthole, so you put him in your car and you brought him here so that I would clean it.
What a legend. I love it.
God fucking damn it.
It's a power
Pam.
move by Pam.
You didn't
Really
even check
is.
to see
It
where
really
it might be. You're like, oh, there's diarrhea on Gary's butthole. Better transport him in my car.
Wow.
It's probably on your
she
pillowcase.
also had to come here to grab your nuts and put them in her back pocket.
I mean, did
She owns that
weren't
shit.
they already there? Oh, fantastic.
She just wiped up the diarrhea with them.
They're not good for anything else. Charles, your color impression is the match, my friend.
Well, Darby stole my gray, so I'll go red, as in like one of those red down arrows when you're moving down the table instead of moving up.
In the power rankings?
Yeah.
I hate to see that.
We're still like 13th, I think, in the official MLS rankings. I don't know how.
Sad.
Because we got off such a good start.
And because the entire East is also shitting the bed.
For, week 5, we had like the best start in
Yeah, I know, but like
club history or something like that.
Chris
Like,
Doran made that point on
very
Twitter.
good.
Like
We
the East
peaked
has not done anything to make us think that we aren't still in like kind of.
but we
that's what's
peaked at
most
like
frustrating
number 3.
is the East keeps shitting the bed and giving us these chances to solidify our lead. And we keep like, no,
we've
thank
fallen
you.
to 7th.
No,
but
thank
we're
you. Not
2 points
interested.
out of first.
We don't like that.
You know, we're also 2 points out of last.
Not interested.
Sean Satar, your color impression is the match.
Blue, like the good sporting team in this city right now, the Blue Jackets.
Ah, you're a Blue Jackets man. I always suspected. I knew.
I've been a Jacketman my whole life.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I've been wearing jackets since even I didn't
since
even have a choice.
I didn't even know what they were called.
My parents
I had
just
them
put
on.
jackets on
Yeah.
me. Yeah, that's how committed I am. My color. Listen, I was sitting at the house yesterday, and Shrek shows up with a 6-pack of Scientist from Seven Sun Brewing Company, and I was like, "Get this filthy trash away from me!" I'm an Endeavor Brewing man. The front room here, I'm a Endeavor Brewing.
Why does this story involve Shrek?
I'm a
Normally it
number
involves
one.
Pam.
I'm a number one in brewing,
it's
man.
Weird. It's like now
And
that
then
she's in the room,
Pam took
you
my
don't
dog,
want to talk shit.
which was covered in diarrhea, and didn't search out where in the house the diarrhea was coming from, and just put him in the car and brought him and handed him to me and was like, "Clean this dog ass."
And you did.
And I did.
So,
because I'm a dog. I'm a dog mom. That's what I do. And also,
Yellow Beach, Columbus Crew.
that's right, Pam. Yellow.
maybe he was just trying to emulate you, and he birthed an even smaller dog out of his ass, and it's somewhere in your house right now.
he dropped a hot Gary.
Oh, no. Oh, I hate to see that. Yellow like Gary's stool. That's right. What if I told you, Sean Sitar, that there was a cure to the scourge that is known as like soupy dog poopy butthole
I'd say they're called wet wipes.
That's right.
I'm so excited for the reviews this week. Oh, my God.
They say the only cure... You know what?
Soupy dog ass.
God damn it.
How about new?
I've had that at MCL or wherever.
I think we just found the podcast new name.
Soupy dog ass.
Soupy dog ass.
And now,
Whoop-de-doo.
an ACES radio exclusive,
What does it all mean, Panther?
Cracking the Code. They say it.
Everything we do is for the city.
What?
We explain it.
Who we are is for the city.
I understand you.
You reap the benefits.
What? They speak English and what? What? English, motherfucker! Do you speak it? Yeah!
And it's all for Columbus.
For Columbus, indeed. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls alike, to another edition of Cracking the Code, which was going to be called Charles Compensano Explains the Law to me and Alex on the porch. But we were like, what's that like? 100 times. And you were like, what does that question even mean? And we were like, awesome, let's go do the weather report. That's great. Back to you, Ralph.
Friends of the Ralph Shadell Show can save 10% on purchases over $25 using promo code. Get ready for this. Write it down. Super hard. Ralph.
Thanks, Ralph. This week's Cracking the Code clip comes to us from none other than Kleb Porter. Kleb was asked by investigatory journalist Jacob _Myers _25 this week after another Cruisers FC embarrassing loss of futility. About, what's going on? How are you addressing this behind the scenes? Like, what are the players feeling like? And he had something to say about this organization that I think that we talked about last season on the show, which is the Leadership Council. And Jacob Myers is like, oh, I'm 12 years old. What does that even mean? Oh, I'm just a 12-year-old. Oh, my best friend just got stung by bees to death in the woods. Oh, I live in a morgue. Oh, I'm Jacob Myers. Jamie Lee Curtis is fucking my dad. Oh.
John has no idea what the hell you're talking about, and I'm very here for it.
Oh my God. My grandma just like walks into fucking things and just starts singing. Oh, someone's like burying their daughter, and oh my God, my grandmother's singing during it. Oh, look at me. I'm Jacob Myers. I'm a child. I'm friends with Macaulay Culkin. He's allergic to bees. And then he asked Caleb Porter about the Leadership Council, and Caleb Porter said this in 3, 2, 1.
What's good about the Leadership Council is they can give me a window into the past, and they can offer some solutions for the direction that we need to move and things we need to change moving forward. It was about an hour and a half meeting with the Leadership Council today, and it was all very, very good. I have a lot of intel that will help me moving forward with just some things that we need to address. Some of their thoughts, lots of years of being together. Some frustrations a little bit. It's, I think, a really good moment for us to hopefully turn the tide a little bit and even become better than they were last year. Hashtag YOLO swag 24/7 blaze. Let me smash.
Fantastic. I don't know what YOLO swag 24/7 blaze it means, but my best friend is allergic to bee stings. He found my mood ring in the leaves. He picked it up and I'll give it back to Velda.
So,
what movie
John,
are you referencing or something?
There's no movie. What are you talking about, Drabs? That's just a thing that happened in my life.
Do you watch
I'm aware
Veep?
of what it is, but
do you watch Veep?
No.
Oh, God damn it.
Do you watch Veep? What are you even talking about?
Because the woman who plays Amy on Veep is the girl in My Girl. She's Veda.
I don't know what that means. That's literally what happened.
Is that the girl where Macaulay Culkin has like a weird child relationship with a girl who dies or something?
It's almost like that.
It's almost like that.
Exact
opposite. Yeah. Well done.
You're thinking of Richie Rich, but the porn. Oh, shit. No, this quote, back to Crew Soccer Talk. You know what? I'm beginning to think that 1-star review was accurate.
Also, you guys are terrible at movie reviews.
Oh, man. Drafts. So here's what I think is interesting about this. Earlier in the week, before like the super secret, man club met, Caleb Porter was on record with the Dispatch saying like we're going to search for answers outside of the current roster. And then all of a sudden there was like this super secret boy lad meeting with like 8 of the top. Like, first of all, what kind of leadership team on like a
has
committee.
a third of your roster on it.
Right? Like there's 8 fucking
That's not
people
leadership.
on it.
It's just you're starting.
No, they talked
11.
about that like a year or two ago, right? It was five or so people.
But he goes like,
Mensa, Trap.
It got knocked up to 7 last year,
and now it's 8.
And
he's like, yeah, no, they were upset.
Is it really though? Or is that just like him off the cuff being like, it's 8 people? I don't know.
No, he literally said it was 8 top secret.
Yeah, he
people.
said it's secret, but we know who the 7 people were last year, and they're all still on the roster. So it stands to reason it's probably the same.
Who were
guys.
the 7? Do you remember?
So it's Stefan, Mensa, Jimenez, Higuain. Shit. Hold on. I'm not thinking fast enough.
Probably kick Stefan off of it.
Oh, we'll do your thing.
Ricardo Clark. Basically, like anybody who had significant MLS experience was on the list. Will, thank you.
So my question is like, does this
Marum.
meeting with the leadership council have anything to do with the fact that Caleb Porter said, like, listen, everyone sucks and we're going to get help from outside the organization?
I don't think so. Well, didn't he say they're going to get help from outside the team before the meeting? Or
And also, like, are you upset if that's true? Like, do we need help from outside the organization?
We aren't getting the
Who is-
results
who
we
is-
need.
who does
inside
not
the
think
roster.
that?
I don't know. Maybe the guys who would lose.
Oh,
their
yeah, the
jobs,
guys who would
maybe.
lose their jobs?
Right,
No
yeah.
way. Who?
I mean, you know, we have this classic dilemma, especially now that Pedro is adequate. I think most people look at the roster
It's not
and
getting
think,
away.
huh?
You're calling him adequate?
Yeah.
Because why?
Because he's adequate at this point, and that's the highest praise you can give to just about anybody.
He's
on
been
the
more
roster.
dangerous than everyone else on our shitty
Yeah,
roster.
I mean, it's sad, but it's more an indictment of the rest of the team. But anyway, we're sort of at a point where, like, you look at the roster and you feel bad for saying anybody needs to be replaced, but clearly something has to change. I mean, Justin came back for us. He's not getting the job done. Pedro is the relative threat right now. He's not getting it done. Jossie was comeback player of the year last year. He's not getting it done. Higuain hasn't generated any offense. He's not getting it done. Will and Artur aren't contributing to the attack. And I refuse to say all of the blame for the offense is missing fullbacks, because if that's the case, we're in a serious shit heap of trouble.
We did start doing worse once Awful left.
Right.
Yeah, we've lost 4 or 5 without him in the lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But do we want to say that our offense is mandated by a single fullback? Like, if that's the difference maker, we still have problems.
Well, yeah, but you're saying, like, what is it? The supposed solution is a single winger, right?
I think the solution is at least one player. It may be multiple players. If you want to get,
But when
if
you
want
lose-
2 new
when you
wingers
lose-
tomorrow, I will take 2 new wingers tomorrow.
Sure.
I will absolutely take
But when
it.
you lose, you like one important piece like that does make a big difference, though.
Well, let's talk about this question then. So we know we have a lot of GAM, we have a lot of TAM, we have a Wham Bam Thank You Ma'am ownership group that will spend money now. There are resources. However, like, I've heard from a couple, like, just people talking around town drives. I keep my ear to the street, John. You know that. Like, Pam,
You're down there anyways,
Yeah.
wiping Gary's
That's
asshole.
right.
So you
I'm
may
down
as
here-
well hear what people are
You're
saying.
unemployed, so
May
you
as
have a
well.
lot of time to text people and
Just
ask
to
them
hear
annoying questions.
whether or not my people are coming to, like, what do you call it? The warrior. Remember that guy? His enemies. I'm listening for my enemies coming on the streets, Pam. So do you
That
think?
was an old reference.
Thank you. The Columbus Zoo has
I don't think Pam even remembers
a
what you're
hell
talking
of a
about.
face painting
See, she doesn't.
station.
No, but I know what you're
You
talking
remember we were
about.
at the
Remember we went to
zoo?
the zoo?
And I got the ultimate warrior.
And he was
face
the
painting?
warrior, and you guys posed with that weird gorilla statue. Yes, it was
That's
fantastic.
right. What the fuck, Pam?
He
you
didn't
dirty
remember. You
bitch.
told, yeah.
Oh my God! I
That was the
remember
best
now
part.
why I hate you.
I have a picture of you on a gorilla statue. Pam
And knowing
crouched.
is half the
Pam
battle.
is like
Now,
crouched
John.
behind you, and your ass is like right in Pam's face.
That's right. That did happen. Pam was sitting in the hand of the gorilla. Anyway, I would think that maybe if they have a shitload of cash to spend, they would wait to maximize the return on their investment when we have a new stadium and you can get the casual fan base to come in. Does this skid of goalless nonsense move up that timetable? Yes or no? Go around the Latin turf of podcast host Drowley Screen Face back to you.
I mean, I think it's a faulty premise to wait till 2011 to make any moves anyway. If
You're gonna wait till 2011
or 2021,
wow.
Sorry. So honestly, like
that makes sense.
so, if
Calm
you
down
look
over there,
at
Dr.
DC as the example, they're the textbook of doing that, right? Well, like they got an attendance bounce, but they're not selling out their stadium right now on the regular. If you're just going to rely on a big name coinciding with the stadium, is probably not the best approach.
No.
I would make an argument that getting fans interested now and putting a good winning product on the field and building up to the time where you have a stadium might be the way to go. I'm not a marketing person, but
that's fair.
Upward trending attendance is better than flat attendance.
I mean, there's certainly precedent for like signing big names for reasons other than competitive ones in MLS, but I don't think we'll see that here. I mean, Bezbachenko said specifically like we're not going to go and make an artificial signing just to like boost attendance.
I want a better product.
Yeah, no one should ever be
the
making
defining
roster decisions
feature.
based on their marketing. Like that's just wrong.
Should be our team's not good enough. Let's make it better.
Your marketing should
Colorado
be able to. They thought that was funny.
They did. The people walking in the door.
Didn't they just fire their coach today?
Yeah, they did. And they hired fucking donut addict Connor Casey
as their head coach.
So excited, yes.
What?
Interim head coach Connor Casey.
Wow, weird.
Yeah, the guy who
what a choice.
Apparently once upon a time said, I don't like watching MLS while he was working.
Wait, he said that?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
He said, I don't like watching soccer?
Yeah, while he was still playing, right?
As someone who made his career, and still is making his career?
We interrupt this
where and when
regularly
did he say
scheduled
that?
throwing up contest for this bit of breaking news. We go now live to Morgan Hughes, who is the continuing champion. Thanks, Drabs. Connor Casey literally said to JP Delacamera that he doesn't watch MLS or any other soccer because he's just not that into it.
Fuck you, Connor Casey, you dirty donut-eating bitch motherfucker, you donut addict, you fat, bald motherfucker, you get your ass back to whatever crib you dragged.
Oh, hold on. We'll just actually go ahead and...
fuck you, you go back to wherever you came from, and, hey, we don't like that.
And we think you're garbage. Charles Compensano, back to you.
I knew you were going to do that after that.
Yeah.
He's like, what the fuck are we even talking about now?
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense when you look back at his career. That he's just not that into soccer.
He's like, how can I get out of this game I just got subbed into?
It's probably the worst day of his life when he won that MLS Cup. He's like, shit, now I'm never going to hear the end of it.
Whoa. Am I a club legend now? God damn it.
Son of a bitch.
Someday I'm going to be forced into coaching this shit show.
Yeah. Right. Can't wait to do that for 6 months.
Yeah. So, Charles, does the Leadership Council think we need new players? Is that what it is?
That what we're talking
Speak
about?
for the Leadership Council right now.
See, I have concerns when you're doing something like a leadership council that you don't just have leaders on your team. Like it could be a really good thing.
What?
You could have this group of.
Isn't that what would make up the leadership council? Are the leaders?
Yeah, but when you appoint them, rather than
I
just
thought that
natural
I'm pretty sure the
leaders.
leadership council was something that was player created.
Yeah, it could be, but it just it raises.
Isn't that what you're saying though? You just claim they were appointed.
John, you haven't worked with enough governments. 8 people. That's a work group. That's a committee, and nothing ever happens in those things.
Well, I'd argue
That's
because
too
we
many
just
people.
had a committee of 18 people that saved the crew, Darby. So why don't you go?
Yeah,
fuck
but it
yourself.
took a year and a half. If you'd have just gotten off your ass and done it, it would have happened in 2 months.
Well, I'm sure that's probably true. Why don't we hear everyone else's theories on that by emailing them to team@savethecrew.com?
That reminds me.
Well done, John.
Robbie, make sure to block the MailChimp charges on the credit card.
Oh my goodness, it's funny that you think Robbie pays attention anymore.
What are we even talking about? Now the studio audience knows.
No, I was genuinely trying to clarify what he was saying.
Oh,
We
good.
can
No,
go.
you
We
want
can
to do
move
that?
on. No, that's fine.
What?
Charles, do you have
Charles,
more
you
to
have
say about leadership councils?
Charles
No, I think-
was saying that they were appointed, and I was saying,
Well, I don't know how-
that's wrong.
Even
I
if they
think
were
they
voted on, usually like those things. If it's
You
up
think-
to 8 people, I don't. That doesn't
think
sound
Greg
like
let
many.
people?
It's
Yeah,
so
that's
many
so
people.
many.
I don't think Greg had anything to do with it. I'm pretty sure that this was announced as a 100%
I think
player
Greg did it.
created thing.
Listen, that can only be answered by show research, and I'm not doing it, John.
Darby's doing
Keith,
it.
get on that.
Come on, Canas. Now the studio audience knows.
He'll have us the answer by segment 3, even though he's not here or listening.
Ah, shit. Aces Radio is a trash pocket. Everyone knows it. Back to you, Ralph.
Isn't that cool? Because I'm always working hard.
Is this segment over yet?
It's about to be, John. Let's go around the table, get our man balls out of the way. Reminder, as always, combination man of the match and game balls, which as a term is very short as opposed to John's genitals, which are even shorter. Jorolby Screenface, we go to you first. Your 2 man balls of the week, my friend.
Fuck. My first man ball goes to Morgan Hughes, actually. As much as I hate to say it.
That's right.
You got Pablo Maurer to write post-coitus phase in an article on The Athletic. So,
dude,
hats off to you.
We spent like almost 2 years trying to save the crew, and we were successful in doing that. Like, we got together and we're like, hey, let's save our team, and we did it. I got more congratulatory text messages about post-coitus phase from that article than I did from like, hey, you guys saved the crew. It's great. So I'm very proud of getting that printed. Drabs, back to you.
Yeah, well done.
I don't think it was printed. It's just a digital-only medium.
Well, yeah.
You never know, John.
You do literally actually.
I mean, I wouldn't know because I unsubscribed to that outlet, but
I only have 2 remaining articles.
Your 2 free articles for the month. Yeah,
you're subscribed because they got your money and they generously let.
No, they didn't because I'm not stupid and signed up for the whole year like the rest of you.
He's not a shitlord, Drabs.
All right. My second man ball goes to Pam for making Morgan clean up Gary's shit. Once again, none of the players on the field deserve man balls.
That's fair. That's fair. I just wish you wouldn't have given something good to Pam. All right, back to you, Charles.
It's the first time any man has ever given something good to Pam.
Oh my God!
Take your victory lap, Drabs.
What about Doran? She says.
Oh, damn it!
Oh, that was a roasting of me. I'm realizing now. God damn it! Oh, if only I weren't so stupid. Welcome back to the program. Myself.
Well done. Jeez.
Charles, your 2 man balls of the week.
I'd like to give my first one to Ricardo Clark because as a vet, I think he played well.
The old man.
Yeah, he was out there and
he did.
Yeah, I thought he played great.
He tried in front of his home team. That's not the crew. Wonderful.
And he got a little applause when he subbed off, which was nice.
Yeah, that was nice.
Only time he'll be applauded this season.
Yeah. Leadership Council was voted on originally by players, so
Told you.
Cheers to you, John.
Told you.
Not invented by players.
Yeah,
though.
not
totally invented by, but
that's
voted
what.
on.
Yeah, it was
I mean, it's created by players.
That's something Greg came up with.
You didn't? No, he wasn't.
Yeah, Greg Benson.
Yeah. That I agree too. Yeah.
All right, my second man ball. I'd like to split between the host of this podcast.
Thank you very much.
John and Darby.
Oh, thank you.
John and
What
Darby.
the fucking legend you are.
Outrageous.
But
Darby, do you want to go ahead and give us an extra man ball back to Charles for that?
I would like to have a third man ball.
We're gonna allow it. We're gonna allow it.
And then give both halves to Charles.
Oh, my God. How
You're such a
deserving
gem.
he is of that. Yeah.
Outrageous.
Hold on though. I don't have a man ball for Morgan. I have something else though.
Oh, my God.
You fucking asshole.
I thought as a guest,
Morgan, that box looks.
I thought you were supposed to bring a present when you're a guest in somebody else's.
Are you
podcast.
sneezing, Morgan? Is he sneezing? I think he's sneezing.
Are you talking to Gary?
Oh, here.
Okay.
That's for
you,
so
Morgan.
Charles just
Gary
handed
didn't react
over
at all,
a
'cause
red
he's
bag,
deaf.
with a handle.
Was Gary stressed out when I did that?
He's been stressed out this whole time.
Oh,
Yeah, there's actually
Morgan's
shit
reaching
dribbling
into
down
the
Pam's leg.
inside the bag. There's a wrapped present.
Why'd you wrap something and then put it in a gift bag? Gift bags are meant to.
It's got watermelons and pineapples on it, various kinds of fruit.
I've got to say, that
Very
looks
well
far
wrapped.
too small to be.
Charles, let me ask you: did you wrap that yourself?
I did not.
You did not.
Did not.
Can you tell us more about the person who did gift it?
I defer to Mrs. Camposano. She's the
Okay.
wrapping expert.
Oh, wait,
Morgan?
Morgan's opening up. He's throwing wrapping paper on the floor.
Fuck! Pam, shut your whole
Ooh,
mouth.
those are yummy, Pam.
You shut your whole mouth, Pam.
Morgan got a box of waffles. Not a waffle maker,
This is
but actual waffles.
This is here's what I think you're trying to do. You and your dumb life partner Darla are trying to set a precedent where now I get additional things. I feel like
Do you
you're
think?
I feel like you're trying to say
Waffle-related products
Yeah,
are the
now,
new thing?
I think that's what you're trying
Yeah,
to do.
you
I
think?
do not welcome it.
Oh,
I'd like
that's
to.
sad.
I'd like everyone to know that I do not welcome this.
What
Would
about
you
like
prefer
a
pancakes?
I don't want anything.
What
John,
what about a waffle apron?
Okay, this is those waffles that you put on top of cups of coffee.
What?
Why
Is
do
that
you
What is
right?
that?
I don't. They're Dutch waffles.
What does that even mean?
Pam, isn't this a thing?
Yeah, and then there's like filling in the inside, like gets all like melty and stuff when it's like warmed up. It's so fucking good.
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
convinced.
we've
It
had
sounds,
this before at
It
our
sounds like
house,
a
yeah.
gift you should be thankful
So
for.
you
I don't
use your
want this.
coffee like a microwave, and you use your microwave not at all?
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds really
Yeah,
efficient.
it's like one of those engines that
So
Darby, it's like
so you have
it's
a
not-
warm waffle and cold coffee.
I appreciate this
Darby,
as
the
a delicious
waffles on top, so it keeps the heat.
Waffle?
I delicious. I
I
delicious.
delicious
I don't think you
this.
understand how
Delicious
physics
waffles?
work.
I appreciate
There's
this
a
as
transfer
delicious
of heat
thing.
energy.
Yeah.
If the waffle warms up, by nature, the coffee is getting colder.
What are
No,
those
Darby.
engines called?
Yes,
What
that's
are those
definitely how
engines
it
called?
works.
That like you it's like a
Cars.
I want to say Bunsen engine,
Bikes.
but it's something else. Like
Bunsen
it,
burner.
it uses its own. Review the show and tell us what engine I'm thinking of. But honestly, I feel like this is less of a precedent and more of a precedent setter.
It is.
You were
That's
trying
what I
to
do.
set a precedent that
As
I
a lawyer,
do not
I
like.
set precedent.
You
know
whore.
what? You could have probably just like let it go, and
John, I'm too
no one
upset
would have
for
caught
that.
on to that. But
I'm
now
too
you've
upset
made it
for
a
that.
10-minute thing.
I'm
so.
too upset for that.
Definitely
Fuck you.
don't buy Morgan. What does that box say? Is it Stroop waffle?
Stroop waffles.
Stroop waffles.
Soft toasted
STRUPE.
waffles filled with caramel, cinnamon, and real bourbon vanilla.
That sounds delicious.
What a weird thing to get mad about.
Well, because I know what the fuck this means. The future means like now I'm gonna get like waffle related like
Waffle
paraphernalia.
mugs, waffle aprons.
What you should do
I don't
is
want that.
buy the Stroop waffles,
It's weird
eat them
that Charles naming
yourself,
such specific
and then just
I
put,
know, isn't
put
it?
fucking Eggos in the box and give them to Morgan,
Nope,
so he
don't
gets
want
the
that.
shitty waffles
Absolutely don't want
instead.
that.
Oh, yeah. Then you enjoy the Stroop waffles.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
I wish I would have thought of that.
Fantastic.
It's
Sean
not too
Tatar,
late.
Next time, when Darla comes on, she can do that.
You can run to the store on our break.
your two man balls
Yeah,
of the week.
Giant Eagle's right over there.
John Zadar.
Well,
I have no fucking do.
I had two people, and then I've now forgotten them. So I'll just give one each to Pam and Gary.
God fucking damn it. Little goobies. I like the second one. Him is so pretty. Look how pensive he is. He's standing on Pam like.
He's got so much poop left on his butt.
Are you
Oh
serious?
my God, you've done an awful job. What a terrible mother.
I think you
All over my pants.
when you yelled, he probably had more
That's-
doggy diarrhea.
That's so upsetting because I'm going to have to clean his butt and I do our laundry. This is so upsetting.
What
for me.
other things can we get poop on that he'll have to
What
deal
the
with?
Fuck?
Yeah, can you take Gary to Morgan's car?
Oh no, Morgan, there's poop on your laptop.
As is tradition, I shit in our hot tub, which is another thing that you control. Oh, Pam, you whore. My first man ball of the week goes to Robinho, or as he calls himself, Robin. Robin?
What?
Robin?
I don't understand what's happening right now.
Where'd you get that from?
I don't know. Shrek said he heard him say that.
Oh, Shrek, the definitive source of
Cool.
all
Robin?
things.
Robinho, he was semi-dangerous at times and looked like he cared, is
Yeah.
what I wrote down.
Yeah, that's fair.
He looked like he cared. That's how you you're getting
That's-
an award
that's the
from a
new
crew
bar.
podcast
That's
now.
where it's set now.
Hey, that guy looked like he possibly cared.
Right.
And also Andres Mendoza for being possibly the greatest player in franchise history. And that is it. That is the totality of segment 1, lads. If you've enjoyed the dog shitting futility, here on segment 1, I've got some great
crew
news for you. We are taking applications to clean my dog's ass and also Pam's pants. And seriously, anywhere in my house that has dog diarrhea on it, I will allow you to come there and clean it for free. We're coming back on segment 2. Guest of the week, Charles Campinas. No, he's here. He's a lawyer. He works for the city. He helped save the crew. My friends, my mapaches. You're listening to the trash pit known as ACES Radio.
Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Now we blasting off into the ozone. The way we kick it in the dojo is local for show. Though we paving the road that's opposed to the dodo. Going over your head like a top hat. Stop that. I know you hear me spitting these hot raps. Now watch that beat, cause it's about to drop. The Rockets is the 09 jump off. Yeah, yo. Last name Pan, first name Peter. I know you see me playing and you want me to teach you, but I say elevated so that all God's creatures can hear me shout it out like my name is Aretha. Getting RESPECT. Fly by, see the looks on your faces. Cause I'm in full EFFECT. Jet setting on a daily basis. David F, man, you don't stop. David, you won't stop. We came to rock it.
shitlords, celebrity fans, and all you fools listening on your iPhones, welcome back. It is episode 117 of the Failing Aces Radio. My name is the continuing champion, Officer Carol Seaver. You'll know me from Thursday Fundamental basketball videos and the hot tubes of Twitter, as they say on the streets.
Literally nobody says that.
Please don't shake your head at me, John. I can see you in my peripheral. Welcome back. We are brought to you, as always, by Blood and Urine here at Endeavor Brewing Company. Reminder, as always, come to Endeavor Brewing Company for Cruisers FC games where they say, suck my balls and come on over and you eat my hot ass and I'll tell you to, I'll kill your mother and you suck my left ball sack.
Oh my God,
fuck
are we doing
you.
this again?
And we're Endeavor
Why are
Brewing
you so
Company.
angry today? What the fuck?
Charles,
What'd you do today, Morgan?
John, that's their
Morgan,
actual
what did you
catchphrase.
do today?
That's their actual catchphrase.
Why are you so upset?
You think I made that up?
Why are
dude?
you so mad?
You can't just make something that beautiful up on the spot.
It sounds like something you could make up on the spot. Do
But
it.
as
Okay,
bad as
can you
not.
say it
can
one
you
more
repeat
time?
it word for word?
Word for
I was
word,
gonna
please.
read it
Can you
now.
do it right now?
Like I said last week, that would
You could just read it off their website. Here,
yeah,
we'll pull it up for
that's
you.
what I'm saying.
It's-
Go to
isn't
their
it right
website.
here on this cup? Why don't you read it off
No,
the cup?
go.
It's
that's what I'm
underneath the
saying.
logo.
Go to their website and you read it, John.
No, I want
read
you to
it.
do it. You've got such
I've
a
already
good.
done
I
it
really
once.
think you exemplify the tone of the
Well,
brand.
first of all,
there.
thank you. I accept your compliment. And
Well,
second
I
of
need to
all,
hear it again, though.
That's what all of the consumers are saying.
I mean, international soccer celebrity Chris Doran did two
Get
takes. Why can't you?
over
you
here,
think you're better than Chris?
and get that fat ball sack over here, and we'll eat it, and we'll get
that
it.
was definitely different. There was no fat ball sack.
And we'll come and we'll get
we'll
together
come.
as friends, and we will.
There were no
Yeah, there was
friends.
no
we
mention
will
of
get
friends.
that fat ass, and we will fuck each other as friends only, and we will get inside of each other. And
That was
welcome
almost not even. I don't think he even said a
not a
single
single
word.
word.
It was the
Welcome.
same from the previous.
There
one.
was no
There
killing
was
your
zero
mother.
repetition.
I'll kill your mother and come to Endeavor is what they say on the streets, ladies and gentlemen. Now, there's a reason I am being so outlandishly horrid, and that is
Just because you're a
Are
terrible
all your
human being.
not employees? You're a slave. Are all of the fellow lumen going to
we
listen
call
to
them
this?
Loyman, please, John.
Oh, I didn't tell anybody I was doing this.
Oh no!
Also, why do you have two phones? Why are you the first
Oh,
Aces
that's a personal
radio
and a pro.
guest
It's a personal and a
that-
pro.
And why'd you bring them both and put them on the table? Are you
Because
showing
I'm
off?
in the middle of.
Why don't you just have one?
I have a settlement because public records.
Save it
so
for the
I don't
show.
want my personal.
Save it
Oh,
for the
that's
show.
right. So when you
Okay.
were passing along all that insider information to us, you had to use your personal.
He doesn't want he doesn't want those 12 dick pics a day he sends to Darla to be fucking public record. Keith Nas is going to get the worst Freedom of Information Act ever.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a reason we are being so horrifically inappropriate, and that is we have a guest in our presence. It is segment 2 of Aces Radio. Please welcome to the program, first time, long time, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Charles Campanacino.
You're never
Charles.
going to get that right. Campesano.
Campensano.
Campanacino.
Not Campen.
Vucinich.
I've seen that season of American Horror Story.
Welcome to Aces Radio.
Thank
How
you,
have you
Morgan.
been, my friend?
Oh, I'm great. How are you?
That's irrelevant, and welcome to the program. It's great to have you. We're gonna
I would just like to clarify, I don't care how you've been. So yeah, thank you for not telling us.
What the fuck, John? You're about to get a treat. You're about to get one of these
Gary
delicious
left,
waffle
so I don't need
treats.
that.
Hey, John, the food truck turned on its lights.
Oh, in case you want an
case you
aneurysm,
want
go
to
ahead
see.
and look over at the two
Great
fat
dark.
Indians.
It's
who
not even
just
dark
showed up.
out. Why are the lights on?
The two fat Indians are like, look, everyone left. Guess it's time to open up the food truck.
Yeah, the storm drove everyone away.
Right. Sweet monkey balls. Charles, we'll start you off with the same question we ask of all of our celebrity fans, and that is, how would crew fans know you?
See me around Mega Tailgate a lot. I help GCG Bag set up their stuff and help Robbie with some of the food sometimes.
Yeah.
And my wife is in the drum corps now.
Oh.
And
So you're saying
Other than
she
that-
is the more famous crew fan
she
than
is.
you?
She is.
Who's your wife?
I've heard that.
Darla Campesano.
Darler.
Yes, Darla. You sound like my Jewish New York grandmother saying.
I sound like
Darla.
Travis, where's your wife, Darla?
Darla.
every relative from New England. Dollar.
Yeah.
Now you sound like Michael Aries.
Yeah, no, that is a Michael A. Race impression.
So beyond that,
actually, Michael A. Race is his aunt, so that makes sense.
Good for that. Good for you. Glad to hear it.
This thing is off the rails.
Except less chewing tobacco.
Okay, so me and Charles and Alex Thomas were sitting on the front porch of Endeavor Brewing Company earlier today, like around 5:30, and you were like, oh, we were talking about the show, and I was like, I'll guarantee you this is how this interview is going to go. Like when the three of me and Drabs and Sean get together with one of our friends, and they're the guests on segment 2.
I wouldn't call him a friend.
I knew that was coming.
I wouldn't either. But
wait, Morgan? Anyway. Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't call Morgan a friend either.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. He's never been to Best Friend's Lunch, so I don't know why we're calling him a friend.
Moving on. No, this is going to go off the rails real quick. We'll try to keep it on, but
I won't.
Okay, so
there's literally no promise.
People know you very clearly as one of the lads at the tailgate, and you're a GCG bag. Oh, I stand next to Orb Gardney. Oh, look at me. I jacked off
the Beard Brothers, if you will.
Oh, blah, blah, blah.
Morgan's just mad because he was with the bag last game.
I took him to the moon. Oh.
The bag. I'm sorry. Is
totally
that the term? The bag.
Yes.
Is that what they call it?
The Ohio State.
Because GCG bag was too long.
Yeah. Well.
You also have a background in the Save the Crewness, as we call it. And I want to get inside of
the
weeness. Yeah. Let's get the weeness inside of each other. Now, outside of how you are known in the parking lotness, talk to us about the greater weeness and where you fit into it.
I work for City Attorney Klein, and I was the lead attorney for the City of Columbus for the crew litigation, the city and the state versus MLS and Precourt.
That's right, you suck my balls, Anthony Precourt. Oh, you took him to the courtroom. Oh,
Your Honor, I object. I object. He was just a boy. Okay, let's go into that. And I know... For those of you who've never been to Endeavor Brewing Company, never been to a recording of ACES Radio, don't do that. Don't do it. But what me and Sean Sitar and Drabs, we look at this board that we make, and it has this
computer screen.
I wouldn't say it's got a lot of errors on it, so I wouldn't say we make it. Yeah. I don't want to associate with that. Yeah.
All right, I make it, and there's a lot of spelling errors. All right. But there's on segment 1, it says here's the rundown, here's what we talk about, and even in spite of that, I seem to screw it up. Segment 2 always has 8 to 10 questions that we're going to ask of the celebrity guests, and we try to stay on the rails, and we try to keep it around there. This, I just edited out Mark Vucevic, and I just put Charles Campananano.
Spelling both of our names wrong.
Yeah. And so we don't need to stay on the rails this time because, so much of what you did for Save the Crew is, unspeakable and to this point. So...
Until today, where you're going to tell all. You're going to spill all the beans, all the inside golf, as the experts say.
So I don't want to keep us on the rails as much as I want to spill us off of the rails as if we were just we were a
as if we were poop out of Gary's ass. Yeah.
He wants to spill his seed all over the place.
Yeah. Talk to us about Save the Crew specifically. I want to skip over where you always a soccerman, how'd you get in the crew? We could talk about that later, but right now I want you to talk about your experience with Save the Crew. Talk to us about behind the scenes, what was going on, what was your experience?
That is a hugely open-ended question.
Yeah, it fucking is.
I guess
you're a lawyer.
Starting at the beginning, so I started the same day Zach started at when he got elected city attorney.
Zach Klein is the
city attorney for Columbus.
And he was formerly the city council president.
Yes. So he got elected in November. We had conversations throughout the year about me potentially joining his staff. When he won the election, I interviewed with a bunch of people, and then I joined his staff. Our very first senior staff meeting, the litigation was brought up because the letter had, before that I was just a fan. I think Darby actually handed me a Save the Crew sign at either was it the TFC or NYCFC game where you guys first handed out the signs?
I think it was NYCFC.
Yeah, so Darla and I have a picture with SC in the plaza holding one of those signs, and I had a Save the Crew scarf that I bought, and so I wasn't even with the city yet. And I was paying attention to what you guys were doing, but I'd know inside. I didn't know any of you. So Zach gets elected. I joined Zach's staff, and I think our very first senior staff meeting, it was brought up by the chief counsel of the city. Hey, the state's talked to us. DeWine had sent that letter. Here are your obligations under ORC 9.67.
Yeah.
And the chief counsel was kind of giving him a rundown of what the state was telling him. And I basically followed the chief counsel back to his office and said, I want to work on this. This sounds incredibly interesting, and I think it's incredibly important. So I just hounded him basically, and that's how I got involved in litigation. Was I want to do this.
For those that don't know, Ohio Revised Code 9.67 is commonly known as the Modell Law. It was put on the books in 1996, 1995, sometime
well, they
around
left
there.
In 96, so I think it's 96,
That was 98.
Sometime in the late to mid 90s to say that no one
response to.
Yeah, the Cleveland Browns left, and it ultimately ended up in some way saving the crew. You heard about the Modell Law when and where, and what were your immediate legal thoughts?
So I heard about the Modell Law initially, when DeWine's letter had come out, all that stuff. I was clerking for a federal judge at the time. I was paying attention, and we looked at it a little bit, and it was just for fun, kind of. There was another soccer fan in the office that was a big Crew fan, actually, and did a bunch of, his kids were playing soccer, all this stuff. And then when I got into the office, obviously, it immediately became something I had to look into deeper, and it was that it was a blank slate. There was no law about it. There was no law across the country, and that was kind of part of the interest was, yes, this is Crew, centric and Columbus focused, but also like legally speaking, it was like this could be anything. We don't know what angles this might hit legally. We don't know what this might be. So there was a real legal interest from my side of getting involved and figuring out what this was, and was it legal? Was it constitutional? How would it be enforced? There's a million things in that statute that I think are kind of undefined and up in the air, and how could we leverage it to potentially help keep the team here?
And we were kind of talking about this out on the porch earlier, and like 1,000 other people in the world, probably billions of other people, hundreds of billions of people in the world, I'm fascinated by the way that legal scholars, people that pay attention to the law think, lawyermans, and I question you about when you graduated from law school, what did you want to do? What was your best case scenario? And part of that is me saying, when you see something that is untested, does it make you salivate? Do you go this is something that I signed up to do this for, and please let me go after it?
For me, yeah, absolutely. I also at one point went to school for a year to get my PhD in political science to be I wanted to be a professor. So you give me something like this, and this is exactly what I signed up for.
So the untestedness of it was something that you were like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because I can play with it. I can twist it. I can make law and precedent and do all these different things. There's so many angles you can attack it from, and I think that showed with some of the stuff we did in the litigation. There's so much uncertainty, and how can you leverage that uncertainty? So there's kind of the legal aspect of it, there's this open question of law, and how can you apply other precedents from other areas and combine them? But then there's the legal strategy aspect of it, and how can you use it to leverage things in the case and outside of the case? And it was just hugely interesting to me.
But a lot of legal talking heads on the internet were pretty pessimistic about it.
Yeah.
And apart from the keyboard lawyers down in Austin, there were who I assume are recognized legal scholars just saying this, it's too vague, it doesn't have any legs. Did you see any of that?
But I think they were assuming that the ultimate goal was to take it to its conclusion.
Sure.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but when
for the legal team, that was the ultimate goal.
But when this started, we as Crew fans were like, dude, this is going to make it drag out far enough where they're going to have to make a decision from a business perspective.
So I think there was two goals. There was we have this untested law. Can we get some precedent out of it? Can we make law? That is one goal. The other goal was saving the team.
Boom, roasted. I object.
Yeah. There was,
Your Honor.
Roasted.
We weren't going to... I don't know of the likelihood of saving the team just through the law itself, because it had to involve outside money. It had to involve all these extra things. So I think there was a
Right, because even if the law is like proven to be, enforceable, you still have to have someone who's willing to buy the team from the guy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
All the law said was give people the opportunity to buy it. Yeah.
Exactly. We knew that going in, that even if we get to the end of this and it's constitutional, it's enforceable, all the terms aren't that vague.
But you couldn't think about it from that perspective. All you could think about it was from a litigation perspective, is saying like,
no, we were thinking of it in a practical sense too. We had dual tracks. We knew, we heard about whether there was buyers interested, and because if we get to the end of this rainbow and there's nobody standing there with a pot of gold, we've done a lot of work
for nothing
to slow things down and create good law. But if I don't get to keep the team here, that's
the fact that you thought that you as a municipality, as you as a lawman, you saw somebody at the end of the rainbow going like, yes, I'm going to buy it. Did that create an incentive for you to work harder?
No. Work hard no matter what. There was never a time, I think, maybe till October, November, those times where we knew there was somebody standing there. There was always like, there might be. Our part of our job, along with enforcing the law and making good legal arguments, was let's create time and opportunity for somebody to emerge. Whether they were there or not, whether they could be there, that was up to, Alex Fisher and Steve Lyons and all those people, and Dr.
Legends,
Edwards.
Legends, all of them.
We couldn't control that. We could only give them the space to make things happen. Maybe you make MLS really nervous. Maybe, we don't know if this happened, but maybe you're making the NFL and Major League Baseball really nervous about a law like this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But that was, the best way to drag it out was to keep winning, though, right? Whether or not your goal is to ultimately win with this law, crafting strong arguments and going through the proper procedures is what it took to buy that.
Yeah, they go hand in hand. Whether we won the motion to toll or not, if we didn't win that motion to dismiss, which was all just, the legal foundations of 967,
let's talk
it doesn't
about
matter.
that. How nervous were you, or how confident were you, I guess, to spin it a different way, going into that argument there on that day, when it was, here's the judgment was not being made that day, but the arguments were being made. How confident were you going into that day that you were going to win that day?
I was pretty confident. I don't want to speak for everybody.
And how'd you feel at the end?
Good, because I think the Judge Brown focused a lot on. So an interesting aspect of this case was that we got them stuck in a position. I don't know if we got them stuck, but they were in a position where they had to file a motion to dismiss.
Yeah.
They couldn't wait for summary judgment. On a motion to dismiss, the legal standards are so much more in our favor and tilted in our favor that we were feeling pretty confident, because they had to overcome some high hurdles. And
like what?
Just the standard of review. You have to take everything in the complaint as true. Your challenge to the constitutionality, it's presumed to be constitutional. As long as, because you're doing a facial challenge and not an as applied, it's as long as there's any factual scenario that the law is constitutional, they have to uphold it. Well, we presented the scenario. If you move Mafre across the street, technically you have to send us a letter and ask for that. So your interstate commerce isn't even occurring in that. So that's just an intrastate thing. So there was a lot of things like that were leaning in our favor. And Judge Brown seemed to harp on those questions when questioning Brad from MLS's attorney.
Did you feel?
Yeah,
more
and Judge
confident?
Brown has a job because we all vote for him, so that helps.
That doesn't. Home cooking has never hurt a lawyer.
And we watch his show, Judge Joe Brown. Check it out. It's on Fox 28, 4 p.m. Did you feel more confident as that hearing went on?
Yeah.
So can I tell you what my experience was? Is
no,
like
because
sitting in the back, sticking your tongue out at the camera.
Charles,
as the non-law
we're interviewing
man,
Charles.
Yeah,
not you.
I sat there
anyways,
thinking,
Darby. Here we go.
Here we go, John. So I sat
John,
there.
do you want to know what I thought as I was watching that?
Your
case?
Honor, leading the witness, I refuse to listen to this.
John, let me tell you.
I put you in contempt. Are you in contempt? I find you in contempt.
Put me in contempt.
Bailiff,
I've already put you in contempt.
You can't.
I
No.
did under the tables.
Wait, before
with
I
my
even
hands?
came in, I talked
Morgan,
to Pam
you
and
think
Gary
you're
in the parking
God?
lot,
I
and we
did
said,
a hand thing. And
In
I
this
was like,
operating room, I am God.
Jesus Christ, Travis.
Is that from Good Morning Vietnam?
I think it's from House.
No, it's the movie where Alec Baldwin was a doctor.
Oh, True Beverly Hills.
Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross.
Yeah. No, so I went into that courtroom thinking like, hey, this will be great. 25 minutes and I'm out of here. Like 4 hours later, I'm like, what do these people? How did they do this?
Well, after 4 hours, the MLS representatives were still tripping over their dicks.
Oh
as
my
I
God,
recall.
were they ever? They were like,
did it feel good to watch them stumble their way through their ridiculousness?
Yeah,
I mean,
it doesn't feel bad.
Like, and you're like, this is what you fucking put up against me? Are you serious?
Can I ask you about a specific moment?
The same thing on Saturday.
So roasted. So there was a moment where, like, one of the councilmen's council,
Brent Miller,
on the other guy's team said
angrily took his bucket off.
That's right.
Listen,
look
here,
at me
sir.
and look me in the eye. Tell me I'm not okay. So the MLS council said, if my daughter goes to school on a full ride scholarship, it's not like I save money or something like that. And the judge was like, bitch, actually, like, no, like, for real, you do. And he was like, yeah, well, hey, when that happened, tell me if my recollection is correct, and also, like, you as a lawyer, what did you think?
I think Matt Warnock and I were sitting next to each other from Bricker Neckler taking notes, and I think we both just stared at each other in like disbelief. Like,
were you
that's very
erect at
good.
the time? I mean, like, that was a
I wasn't at the beginning of that sentence,
right.
but
By the time he finished and the judge just fucking owned his ass, were you just, like, fully aroused?
Even though she wasn't there, Tyler was just like, "Whoa." I think I'm
pregnant.
I think we're having more triplets. The seed is strong.
what do you remember about that day? Tell us what you remember about that day.
But I remember almost everything from that day because, I mean, we had also done so much prep with Drew Campbell and Sam Pearson.
Blackout drunk till that night.
Like, we did a lot of prep with them. We went over to the state offices and did a moot court with them with 10 people, including the Solicitor General.
I remember
from
being
Ohio.
there. Yeah,
I remember
You
that.
were not.
I was there.
But we were. I mean, like,
didn't see
I knew
me.
what they were going to say. I think Sam had some great lines built in about Crew fans and what it meant to the city and all that.
Oh,
stuff.
the hidden
forgot about
language.
that.
Oh, we did all love that.
Yeah,
All the-
Sam did a great job with some of that stuff.
He really did.
And it was practiced and it was prepared and we knew what we wanted
Just
to say.
like I would
going in.
hope all lawyermen things are.
Yeah, well, you'd be
Except,
surprised.
again,
Yeah.
MLS.
That was so unnecessary. Like, that didn't need to happen, and yet you guys did, and you did it, and you could tell that, like, not only are they doing their jobs, but, like, they actively care about this.
Yeah. I mean, you can see Sam. I don't know if you notice him as much, but Sam comes to a lot of the games, and we have a beer together. And he was with the AG's office, and I was with the city. And Matt Warnock's been to plenty of games with Bricker Neckler. Like, Matt played college soccer. The managing partner at Bricker played college soccer at Notre Dame. Like, this is something we cared about for the community, for soccer in Columbus, and it wasn't just like our jobs. It was like a passion project.
Yeah, it was something you cared about. You weren't just wiping Gary's ass.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That,
Morgan really cares about wiping Gary's ass. Let's not minimize that.
Yeah.
That is his passion project.
But like compared to like wiping Bailey's ass, no.
Bailey's ass is worse because he has squiggly hairs because he's half Bichon. Yeah. Let's get back to the interview.
God, please.
You know a lot about your dog's assholes. don't you?
I know that when I see guys like, not necessarily John and Darby because like we spend so much time together in the podcast, but like other people that were part of Save the Crew, like your Marks or your Tobias, your Sarahs, your Kellys, your Dave Faust, like when I see them, like there's a little piece of my heart that's like, that's my brother and sister right there. Do you get that when you walk through the halls or wherever the fuck you work and you see like people that worked on this with you that are like Crew fans and like, is there a little chest bump and you're like, hey, we did this shit, me and you?
I think it's between the lawyers that worked on it across like the people I just talked about it. But our team at the city was me and the chief counsel, and we would update Zach on stuff as it developed. I didn't have it. That's part of the reason Bricker's pro bono support was so important because I worked with a ton of their staff all the time. They did a lot of the legal research for us. We worked through a lot of things with their team. So there's a lot of that with kind of Matt Warnock and Drew Campbell there, Randy, Bridget, and Sam over at the state office. I think there's kind of a connection there. But our office, oddly, like there's Crew fans in it, but it wasn't like an office wide thing, right? We're city employees. We have other jobs to do.
Is it now?
I get a lot more respect than I used to for my Save the Crew scarf that's been hanging in my office since January 2018 because I put it up, and I used to get there's certain people, I will not name them, that gave me a little crap about like, oh, is that really going to work? And then Sanders. I think around October, November of last year, they were like, holy crap, you guys did it. Like between Save the Crew and you guys and the ownership group, you guys actually pulled this off. I can't believe it. I have to take back all the bad things I said.
My own feces to those people.
So incidentally, how common or rare is the concept of a private law firm coming and working pro bono with the city attorney's office on something?
Pro bono? I don't know of many other examples.
Like this was kind of unprecedented, right?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah. There's some things on some big issues they'll come in. A lot of the times it will be like they write an amicus brief or something for a group of municipalities, but we've had other conversations with other law firms about certain issues in the city, and when I've been in the room and we've been like, we'll be happy to have your help if you'll do it for free. They're like, oh, we'll call you.
We will not.
Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah. Because it's not how they work. That's not how
it's not how they make money. I mean, they're a for-profit company.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's almost like the whole system's broken or something.
Well, let's circle back. We'll get back to the lawness and the weeness and the usness of the middle meaty part of you. Okay, don't worry about that. Let's dive deeper.
I'm worried
into
about
you.
that part of it.
Okay, John. Well, you know what? Okay.
He just
Say something to assuage my worry.
Okay.
Yeah. Charles just scooted his chair further away from Morgan. And he got his butt like more diametrically
I'm scared
opposed.
about you
Yes,
being
the
inside
hole
of me.
is angled
Yeah,
away
he's
from
like,
Morgan.
stay
now.
away from my butthole,
I don't want
sir.
you inside of me. Oh, I'm scared. Okay, let's talk about you. Let's circle back to you. Let's circle inside of you. Where are you from?
originally, I was born in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, but lived up here since I was 5 or 6.
What was the Fort Lauderdale part? Talk to me about that. How'd you end up there?
I was born down there.
Okay, but why?
So I had a mom.
Get a vote.
He didn't choose to go there.
Your parents were
Nobody chooses to go to Fort
Florida
Lauderdale.
Gators. What happened?
No, my mom moved down there when she was about 16 and was down there.
She got caught up in.
So by living up here, do you mean in Columbus specifically or Ohio?
In Columbus. We've lived in almost every suburb, but I grew up primarily on the north side of Columbus since I was 7, 8, something like that.
Where's the north side? What high school did you go
neighborhood?
to?
Cleveland Avenue and 270. So I went to DeSales, and then I graduated from Beechcroft.
Oh man, I got excited because I thought he was going to be a Columbus public school guy. And he was
I graduated from Beechcroft.
Oh, okay. Why'd you leave DeSales?
Personal reasons.
He got kicked out.
I did not get kicked out.
He had sex with all the cheerleaders.
Actually, that sounds.
Wait, is Beechcroft the one that closed?
Terrible.
No, that's Brookhaven.
That's Brookhaven.
That's across the street from DeSales.
Yeah.
Beechcroft's over off Sharon Woods and 161.
Yeah, I couldn't remember which of the two they closed.
Yeah.
You're growing up on the north side, and you're like, oh, I wish I could be from UA, but instead I'll be from Dublin, and that sucks.
Never said that.
Not even,
Is that what you
I'm
said?
not from Dublin.
it's not Dublin at all.
Okay. Oh, I went to Worthington. Oh,
No, still not that.
I'm
no.
JJ Sellinger.
I didn't even
look at
grow
me.
up
Oh,
here.
Your
I know
neighborhood?
this
What's your
shit.
neighborhood called? Northland, right?
Yeah, people call it that, but Northland's a separate high school from Beechcroft. So
Right,
we get
I know.
It's Sharon Woods.
Is it okay? Yeah. I guess it is.
Bob
My brother used to
O'Shaughnessy-
live right near there.
Bob O'Shaughnessy told me that's called Clintonville. Clinton. Clintonville.
It's not Northern Lights. It's not Northland.
Sharon Woods,
It's-
Sharon Heights, same thing.
You grew up there. Did you play soccer? How'd you become a soccer person?
Yeah, I grew up playing soccer at NCAA down off Westerville Road, like the fields they had back there. I played traveling soccer. I can't remember the name of the team. I played up until about high school, and then kind of around 16, 17 with life stuff, I was like, I need to get a job and get a car, and I just stopped playing high school sports.
A quitter.
Yeah.
That's sad.
I went out and worked.
Yeah, we're judging you.
Yeah.
How'd you get into the Columbus Crew?
I've always been way more. It's weird because I've been way more of kind of a peripheral fan of the Crew. Like I don't have the story of going to the first game in '96 like so many people I hear talk on.
Did you know that when you invited him on the show?
Yeah,
I did not. I regret many things.
I'm a giant fraud.
I haven't been there since day one.
Yeah,
can you pull your lad card out real quick?
No, I have no lad card.
Shout out to everyone
He has no lad card.
who didn't give a shit about the Crew until recently. You are the future.
He's got the mobile access. He doesn't have a card.
Well, that's fine. That would that
And
works.
mine's not even like in the last year. It was
3 days ago.
I was a fan. I've been to plenty of games. Like we used to go to the Dollar Brat night and the whatever they used to do. We'd come, but I didn't know about tailgating. People would tell me like, "Oh, we tailgate." I'm like, "All right." So it was something that was kind of in and out of my life. And then they had the crap Time. When they had that crap Time Warner deal, I lost a lot of interest because I didn't have Time Warner at the time, so I couldn't watch.
Understandably so, yeah.
So I think that ended in like 2015,
something like that.
So I remember when the triplets
16.
were born.
Okay,
Watching the playoffs.
You have triplets.
Yeah. So
you have 4 children. You and your wife have had 2 births, and in those 2 births, you have 4 children.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
She did the clown car thing one time.
We will circle.
I would like you to call my wife a clown car the next time you see her.
Oh my god, she's about the size of a clown car. So that really great analogy, Derby, actually.
How you fit all those babies in that small space?
With she's always got rainbow shit on, so she's kind of painted like a clown car too. It works.
What's up, strawberry shortcake?
Now, for the record, I said it, but John has really tripled down.
you
on
guys
it,
are.
So I'm all right
just-
here. I think I'm safe.
That's all right. She loves John. It might be fading at this moment.
What do you mean she loves John? She doesn't
loves
like me and Drabs?
She did tell me that. Yeah, she was like, "I'm not a big fan of those other."
I have
guys."
heard
And
her
said,
talk a
"I
lot of shit
understand
about
that."
you. She really
And
has,
that's
every
fair.
time we
I
hang
think
out.
it's John's standoffishness that she's drawn to.
Oh,
Like,
she
I
wants
want
what
to
she
make
can't
him.
have.
I want to make him my friend and love.
Yeah,
him.
if you play hard to get, yeah, the bitches want to get it.
Well, John, the ladies should be all over you because I don't think you've gotten it for a while.
They are. I play very hard.
Hate to see that. There's so many
What was
roastings.
I
I don't
talking
even remember what we're talking about.
Oh,
The
so
clown car.
2015.
Did you want to know about his triplets?
Yeah. Do you want to know about
No, MLS
about
playoffs
all 3 kids
2015.
coming out sideways?
What
at
year
the
were
same
they born?
time?
2015.
No, not a good year.
Yeah, so
That year never happened.
so that year I got way more into the crew because Darla was pregnant with triplets, and we were
You're like, I got to get
You
out
gotta
of
get
the house.
fuck out of there.
No,
Yeah.
no, it wasn't even going to games. It was just all this time where
Take
we
care
couldn't
of little
do
Federico
stuff.
and Kai, and
So we're watching more, and then so I remember after they were born was the MLS Cup, and I'm pumped up the games at home.
Yeah.
Portland comes.
Yeah.
We had just had the triplets.
Yep.
That was November,
the game
December.
ends,
So
you go home, you're
And you're
furious.
like,
now
baby,
you
you
have
take care of the
twins.
kids. I'm going to the game.
no, I didn't go to the game. We were watching it.
Casual.
We set up their feeding and nap time
Oh, I
so
can't
we
even
could watch the
imagine.
game. And Steve Clark opens the game, and I'm like, what? Just irate at that. We had done all this stuff to clear the deck so we could watch.
Right. You're like, I don't care about the outcome of the game. I'm annoyed at how you just inconvenienced me personally.
No,
in
I
my
cared
life.
about the outcome, but
No,
we had
you're
done
like,
all this stuff so we
Damn
could
it, Steve Clark. I have
Right.
triplets
His
that I
evening
just
of
fed.
planned freedom was now soured.
Yeah.
This
I
is the
fed
only free
4
night I'm
babies.
going to have in the next 18 years.
I fed 4 babies so that I had an hour and a half of freedom. And
3
Steve
babies,
Clark,
but that's all right.
Well,
Yeah.
didn't you have 1 baby first and then you had
No, well,
triplets?
he was 6 at that point. We didn't.
He feeds himself.
So wait a minute. You
That's
guys,
a baby.
He
you
has a
guys
job.
had
He's
a-
grown. He pays rent.
That's old enough to put.
You
him
guys
on
had
his
a you guys had a kid and then 6 years later you had 3 more kids.
Yeah.
Oh, what a kick in the goddamn dick. Oh, I can't even
That's
imagine
what she did.
Like,
yeah.
but okay. Here's the thing. My buddy Ian, who was a guest on Aces Radio, he had twins first. So when he had his twins, he was like, "This is normal," and then he had a singular birth, as they say in science.
Oh my god! Imagine struggling through twins and then having one kid and being like, "Oh,
That's exactly right. He's like, dude, it only takes one of us.
Yeah.
We went way the other way.
That's right.
Yeah.
You had one kid, and you're like, that was difficult. And you're like, what about triple that?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I have nothing to add to that. That is accurate.
talk to me
I
about
feel
that.
like you just duct tape them all together and pretend like it's one big baby.
I don't see why you don't. Please tell us why you don't do
Yeah,
that.
just get a big spoon, just sort of.
Yeah, you just
slide it
like
along
wipe
all
one
their
ass,
faces.
you fill one mouth. Like,
Wait, do you
clothe it
duct tape
once?
them horizontally? Wait, vertically or
No, but
horizontally?
Darby, you don't make a human centipede with the babies, okay?
Well, I mean, if you're gonna wipe the asses in a single motion, they got to be more vertical.
No.
Right.
You
So you go down.
You get those things they use at the dentist to spread your mouth open.
You know, like the
You put those on the baby's asses.
Now, remember, any of you ladies looking out there to start a family, John is currently available.
What year do you guys think the most aggressive Super Soakers came out? I want to say 1998.
Are we talking about to clean the baby's butts?
Okay, so I have a theory.
The backpack.
John. I have a theory.
Wait, why do you
Yes,
need a
that.
super soaker? It's what a garden hose
Okay.
with a nozzle's for.
But Travis, here's why you need a Super Soaker. like John said, there's a backpack and there's two things of water, right? One is a cleaning fluid, and
One is a rinse.
feeding fluid.
Oh, that's even better.
Feeding fluid,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you
Where were you 3 years ago?
Blow out the back of the baby's head, feeding him.
You
No,
smash
Darby, it's
these
not a hose.
bitches-
It's a super soaker.
You smash these bitches with the cleaning fluid, and you're like, hope that hit. Now it's time to eat. And you just like shoot.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
You
Actually,
duct
you should start with the
Parenting
food
tips
then
from
you
Morgan
clean 'em.
Hughes.
This
You
explains
go
Assuming
food
Gary
first,
still
then you
has
clean.
And we duct tape them together, obviously.
Right.
Also,
everyone knows that.
Why is Pam not here picking all this up and thinking, maybe I don't want to have kids with this son of a bitch?
You think she won't hear this in the car later?
Oh, I know. He listens.
You
again.
mentioned her, and that's always the parts that play. so.
Pam.
Here's my question.
Go back 20 seconds and listen.
What were we talking about?
The triplets. That they're a lot.
And you
Okay,
ruined, how
so-
you ruined 2015.
Yeah. Well, Steve Clark ruined 2015.
So
I blame
basically,
your
like,
triplets.
here's the beautiful part about Crew Fandom is like, I don't ever remember you not being there.
So, yeah,
I
that's-
don't ever remember Darla not being there.
And that all happened last year.
I remember
that we
not
were
knowing
really
any of you.
So we started
I
going.
don't.
Sorry, who are you?
After 2015, we start going to occasional game
me,
board
it's
as
me-
the kids
it's
are
me,
getting
Grandpa.
bigger. They're just going to keep talking.
Yeah, that's fine.
And really, last year, I actually reached out to Darby randomly
What
through
a weird
Twitter.
choice.
I know, right?
But I have no idea how or why.
Yeah,
I
don't
tried
know
to go
either.
back and look
He
through
keeps
our messages.
texting me. He's like, that guy is still reaching out.
So it was one of these things. Like as part of the litigation, I was like, I wanted to meet more of the Save the Crew people.
Yeah.
And I wanted to meet more of the fans, and so Darby's
straight
like,
to the
and
most
he's like,
high-profile
I choose
source.
is that guy.
Darby's like, come down to Mini Tailgate. I'll walk you over to Mega Tailgate, and in that
Come
very
to Mini Tailgate. I'll take you to where all the people are.
accurate. And I think that first time we walk up, Bubba was cooking food because we were super early, so we had time to talk. Bubba's cooking food.
Was it the first time you were there the game that my dad was at?
No, I
No?
think that was later because I broke my phone at that game because your
Okay.
dad was like Charles, and I switched hands and dropped
Oh,
my
that's
phone
right,
and
yeah.
shattered it.
Jesus.
But Darby, so Bubba hands us food. He wouldn't not let us walk by with food. We walk over to Mini Tailgate. We walk over to Mega Tailgate, and sweaty, topless TK puts his arm around us. Is like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Ugh.
And then
What an
I don't
awful
think
way
we've
to start.
I don't think we've left in a year.
Sweaty, naked TK touches you.
Topless.
And you're like, I want more of this.
You eat Bubba's colon blow.
yeah.
You spend time at Mini Tail. Why'd you come back?
We kept coming back.
God.
Now and it was weird because like
Get
Darla would
away
walk
from the
around.
triplets, isn't it?
Wait.
TK
gives us a break.
TK is another way to refer to Tyler Kendall.
Yes.
Which is this guy. That's awesome. He's the guy on GCG Bag Television that does all the post-game interviews.
Yes.
For those of us that don't understand.
One of the
what you're
first
talking
people I met at Mega Tailgate. I didn't meet you forever. Half the time I was avoiding
Wise
you.
choice.
about. I was kept behind glass. Yeah.
But also, like Darla, it was funny. Nobody knew who Darla was. Everybody Darby must have
Who
said
is
something
that?
about me coming there because Darla would walk around my wife and
You're married to her?
she'd be like, "Oh, those people over there are talking about you," because nobody knew who she was. She'd be like, "Those
Oh,
people."
so
are
she
talking
was
about
like your spy.
Oh no, not on purpose. She went and got like the what's the higuain like the art
Higuain?
they made of it.
The print off?
Yeah, from the Tifo. She
Oh,
went and
yeah.
got one of those, and she was just like wandering around buying stuff from Crew Union, and she was
Nice.
like, "Those people
Or
are."
Crew Union took those posters you were giving out for free and sold them to Darla.
No, she got it from Murderers Row for free.
Yeah.
No, so it was one of those things like we just kind of showed up one time and we haven't left since, and
Nice.
it feels like it's been 5 years of our life, and it's been like
That's
a
right.
year.
Let this be a lesson to everyone who's listening, and there are few of you, but like if you want to like get involved, like
Spending
Show
1
up.
minute with us
Just
is
go.
like 14 hours.
It's an
agonizingly awful.
instantaneous-
It extends your life. That's the only reason I'm a Crew fan. My remaining 6 months are going to seem like 1,000 years.
That's not. You're not wrong.
fantastic.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, Darby, it's just like the quantum realm.
So, Save the Crew. You were a Crew fan, and you saw like what do you remember about the rally, like all of the Save the Crew moments? Like, how'd you get involved? Like, what do you remember?
Yeah, were you at the rally?
No, the rally. I was in Cincinnati for work.
How dare you?
You know you work in Columbus, right?
Not when I worked for the federal court. Our
Not when
court
you
was
worked
in
for
Cincinnati.
FC Cincinnati.
Yeah. Dislike John Zadar so much.
But Darla's apparently.
Remember when
into
Darla used to like John?
Yeah.
Did those
20
babies come
minutes ago.
out bald and bearded?
Wait, pick up your hat. Let's make sure. I mean, that might not define anything.
Coach is the baby gangster.
Ooh, that's going way back.
What were we
That's going back to
talking
the well. Well done.
Thank you.
What were we
Blessed.
talking about? Oh, so we went. So when we heard the announcement and all that stuff, we were like, we have to go to the game. So we got playoff tickets, all that stuff for all those games the rest of that season. Like I said, I'm almost certain Darby handed me one of those Save the Crew signs outside the NYCFC game.
I was super drunk, so I don't remember it.
Yeah, and I also was very new to Twitter, like as far as regularly using it. So I started like paying attention and following the hashtag via that, and got a better idea of. That's I think how I knew to reach out to you. It was paying attention to who was talking.
You slid right into those DMs.
That I
Who
did.
the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
Why is he talking to me?
You liked it,
but at least it wasn't Team at Save the Crew, so I was happy about that.
So it was just that, like, as soon as we knew this was going on, we were like, oh, crap, have we not done our part to support our team and be a part of our community? And I think it also really changed with
huge
working for the city of Columbus. Like, this is, this is my city. This is not only where I live, it's where I work, it's where I do everything. And this is an important part of it, and especially what you guys all showed about the importance of it through the Save the Crew movement. So it kind of, like, all wrapped itself around our family.
Yeah.
Now, one of the triplets during this would like fall asleep at night going save the crew, because he just heard the chant so much.
Shut up.
He's the one. He's coming to the May 11th game with me
heart.
because he
I
complains
might
all
cry.
the time about not going to crew games. He's
Shut
like,
up.
I
That
go
did
crew
not
game,
happen.
daddy. I'm like, no, you can't go this way. He's like, I go crew game, daddy. I'm like, so Darla has a
what a
wedding to go to, and
mean-ass
he's
parent.
I'm awful.
It's the closest I've ever come to crying on ACES Radio. The closest I've ever come. It almost happened. I almost did. You just described a child falling asleep saying "Save the Crew," and it.
Well, that's why we took this all so personally. Like it became very personal for me and my family.
Well, tell me about. Okay, so all this shit happens, and you guys throw yourself headfirst into saving the crew, and like you play like such this instrumental role in doing it, and like it's undebatable. The Columbus Crew is not saved without you. Period. I want to know about like how the fuck you got involved into ACES Radio, because you and Darla have thrown yourselves like balls deep into ACES Radio real hard, and I don't understand it.
And I have thrown myself balls deep right back into them.
But just
Like-
as friends.
Look,
well, of course.
How did you start listening to this tragic trash podcast?
Not
And, like,
everything we've done has been good.
Yeah, I mean they do belong to GCG bag, so
Yeah.
good decision making is clearly not.
And probably
their genetics.
Murder's Row also. I don't like Darla. I think leans that way more. So we have all kinds of issues in our house. But
You guys make a lot of bad decisions.
Yeah.
Why was ACES Radio one of them?
It might have been Darby talking about it. Somebody told me this
Fucking
existed.
drabs.
Somebody told me this existed. I overheard it at the tailgate, and I was like, "That guy Morgan has a podcast." And I turned it on. I was like, "This is the worst, best thing I've ever listened to."
That's
It's
the
awful.
highest praise we've ever gotten.
So now, like, I think this season you download it at like 7 a.m. It used to be 6 a.m. And Darla all the time gets annoyed. I purposely, whatever the download day
Yeah.
is, when I get ready for work and she's just waking up, I turn it on and she's like, "Are you listening to that crap again?" First thing in the morning. And I'm like, "I've been up for an hour doing stuff." Yeah.
Well, I used to upload it immediately once it was done.
Yeah.
Like, I will go home tonight and I will edit it together and I will put it through all of like the things it needs to go through, and I'll upload it onto our server, and I will set a release date for tomorrow at 7 a.m. so that it like the podcasts I subscribe to are like Up First, Invisibilia, Planet Money, like all the NPR stuff, and that traditionally to me uploads at like 5 to 6 a.m.
No, there's 6 a.m. Up first at 6 a.m.
Yeah. So like, and like the Daily and so like, I want ACES Radio to be
Just after that.
no the top one. Like
yeah.
in my library, I want to see it there. So like, people fucking listen to it. And I'll tell you what, the 321 Pod Lads are uploading at 11 a.m. and I'm not digging that. Evan, Mike, Steven, you suck my balls. Like, you start uploading at 7, just like the normal fucking douchebags. All right? Back to you.
I have nothing. I've not listened to that. Well, this is the thing. Like, I've gotten sucked into Massive Report and the Soccer Speakeasy now, and all the. I listen to a ton of podcasts. I just never got.
Do you listen?
I
You listen to
understand
Massive
listening
Report?
to the Soccer Speakeasy. How do you get sucked into Massive Report?
Yeah,
It's not good.
Do you know
Except
you can
for-
turn it off?
Except for Bart Logan. No.
I listen to Soccer Speakeasy. Like,
First of all, his name is pronounced Bart
Logan.
Logan.
He's not on it anymore though.
Oh, he's not. So they must be pronouncing
it's
things
Brian
right
Phillips.
now.
Brian Phillips.
Yeah,
is
they got
hosting.
professional radio man.
Wait, for real?
hosting. Yeah, no shit.
Oh, I'm still.
I
gonna
know that
listen.
because
That's
Ryan
interesting.
Roberts told me that. It's not because I listen to it. John.
Rhino Roberts?
Yeah. Let me just say that I don't listen to Massive Report, but Rhino Roberts told me about it.
How have we not had him on our show?
Who?
Brian Phillips.
Well, because I haven't asked him.
Oh.
Because he's the host of the
Well,
Family
here
Massive Report.
here we are with Charles.
We're scraping the bottom of the barrel.
I thought we scraped the sides.
Yeah.
We never touched the bottom.
Yeah,
Anyway,
we don't want to get down there to Brent's muck.
You start listening to Aces Radio probably in the middle of the Save the Crew movement.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Are you one of these sick motherfuckers that goes back and like?
No, I have not.
Thank
I don't
Christ.
have that type of time in my life to
you-
go back.
So you didn't hear the Tony Galifo episode?
No, I have not. I did go back and listen to the one
So
after the
5?
announcement.
I think it was 5.
Episode 68.
Yeah, when I think the TK drop comes from, then
No,
no,
I don't
there
think so.
TK
You're
was
making
on it
things up.
when you were sitting on the patio
Yes.
interviewing everybody.
When he was freestyle rapping.
yeah, I went back and listened to that one. That's
Oh,
about
that was
as, like,
awful.
Yeah, it was bad.
there were so many references to it. I was like, I need this for context, and I had a free weekend.
I've
apparently.
talked-
That seems to be the thing. I just talked to my brother yesterday, and he started listening, and he went back to he said he went to the same point to start.
Yeah.
He went to episode 1 and was like, nope.
That was the right call. That's how I know that someone understands how the,
The thing
world
is,
works.
Yeah.
you never base your opinion of a TV show on the pilot, right? So,
Right, our pilot
Yeah.
was bad. We would not have gotten funded.
Your pilot was 54.
Yeah, we'll pass on
episodes.
syndication. Thank you very much.
When I first met, and you guys know this name, Pete McGinty, who wrote the story of the the Columbus Way, and he was like,
You're referencing that thing that's not out yet?
yeah, but I mean, it might not be. Who fucking cares, right? So Pete McGinty was writing the Columbus Way, and Alex Fisher was like, oh, you need to talk to somebody at Save the Crew. And he somehow ended up listening to ACES Radio, and he went back and listened to episode 68, and he was like, listen, I thought I was going to be listening to a bunch of people doing their I will love the crew forever, and it's dead. And instead, he heard a bunch of a whole fucking patio full of people going, I'm not taking this shit. It's not going to fucking happen to me. This is not going to work. And here's what I'm going to do to beat the fuck down. So, yeah.
And I think
I believe that.
Having never listened to that episode until a couple months ago, I kind of felt that through the Save the Crew movement, and that's how we approach the legal. At least that's how I approach it. It's like we're not going to take this line down. We're not going down.
Me.
I think I was always probably a little more optimistic about our chances in the lawsuit because I don't know if I just felt that from you guys or just had a similar attitude. That
You
it's
can't go into a fight thinking you're not going to win, or you won't.
And
right?
I love that Save the Crew also became your office and the Columbus Partnership and Pete Edwards and the Haslams and Andy Ginther. Save the Crew. Now, when we get awards, it's not me and John and Drab standing up there. It's it's the entire city of Columbus standing up there. Save the Crew became so much more than what it.
Yeah, City of Columbus. We'd like to award ourselves.
Yeah, right.
You should come to one of these victory lap awards, by the way.
Yeah, we're winning another one on
there's-
Monday.
Yeah.
What?
Give me a call.
Right.
We are?
I think so. I think it's on Monday.
What is it?
The XPs.
We already won that.
The Experience Columbus. Well, we get the award on Monday.
It is coming up.
Oh.
Shit.
Anyway, Charles, tell me what the crew means to you.
Oh, yeah. That's Monday.
I think it's just now. I mean, it's cliche to say, but it's it's family now. I mean, Darla thinks of everybody at Mega Tailgate as our family. I do too,
But not Mini Tailgate. Fuck you.
I think
not
of the
Mini
triplets
Tailgate.
as my
They're
family.
Yeah. But I mean, it's so. I keep just trying to blow by the nonsense, and it's not. It's
what? I mean, if you were going to blow by the nonsense, you would have never arrived here.
That's true.
I think of your triplets as my own kids.
Would you like to borrow them? We loan them out.
How old are they now?
3.
Ew.
Yeah.
That sounds like the worst age.
It feels like an age where you're like, we're not investing in diapers anymore, but they also might shit in their pants at night.
They still need them. We're not buying them, but we should be.
And also,
with triplets,
and also, you need full price tickets at a crew game for them. So
yeah, well, with triplets though, the potty training timeline is longer, getting everybody organized.
Well, see, that's great here. Actually, when you have them taped together back to back to back, then the shit just kind of comes out in one solid.
That's
brick.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
How many times do we have to talk to you about duct tape?
Do you need me to come over and show you?
What does a crew mean to you, Charles?
Less than it did 2 minutes ago.
I don't even know how to answer anything anymore.
We'll be serious for this one goddamn question.
Which question was that?
What does the crew mean to you?
Wasn't I just answering that?
I think
Yeah,
you
but
was.
we already fucked it up.
Yeah, but
So, like, in 3, 2, 1.
John's like, here's a joke about your triplets being my kids. Oh!
Like I said, it's very cliche, but it's very much a family thing. Like Darla helps set up for people's birthdays now down at the tailgate. We make trash TiVos for Darby. We
hate, but
food.
also love trash TiVo.
Yeah, we bring food and stuff to feed people. Darla will just randomly make cupcakes and cookies. Like it's the thing she looks forward to most. It's the thing I look forward to most.
Let me tell you,
when we have home
nothing.
games.
I don't look forward to very much, but I do look forward to Darla pulling up and pulling muffins out of her clown car.
Does that mean something that I don't think
I
it
was
means?
about
John?
to make a nice comment about boozy cupcakes, and he went straight to the fucking
I might
clown
not
car.
do anything. Darla will punch you.
Yeah.
And I bet she's right at dick height for punching. So,
That's my
yeah.
fetish.
And she carries the drumsticks now all the time.
I'm in deep. I may as well keep swimming down.
Charles, how can AGS Stack be stopped?
Coming onto this podcast.
I thought it was the fiance thing or girlfriend, but
Is
she
that-
went out
is
of
that
town,
it?
and apparently it's going to
He's
happen.
working on hot raps.
So apparently that didn't work.
Yeah.
Is it maybe
So
triplets?
Is it a restraining order?
Ooh, triplets.
I mean, like, that would stop it.
That will stop you from doing all good things.
Okay,
in
tell me
your
this.
life.
So like you guys, you're like, oh, we're gonna have a second baby, I guess, and like
Why
you
are we
go
on
to
the-
have the test, and they're like, there are three
test?
of them in there. Like,
Will they give you a pencil and paper and they say, how many babies do you think
babies
you
would you
have
like?
right now?
Listen, I know that I'm not describing the procreation process very well. Okay,
That's because you've never
As
seen the
someone
process happen.
who
has never done it.
who has like
You're like Coach Steve on Big
my
Mouth.
only thing, Drabs, for my the last 18 years of my life has been avoid getting anyone pregnant at any cost. I know that I don't know how it actually works, but when it does happen, I'm assuming you go to a doctor and they're like, there's only one baby, and you're like, thank Christ. And at that doctor's appointment, they're like, there's actually 3 billion times as many babies. What do you think?
So first there was 2. We saw 2. And we were like, oh my gosh, we're having twins. It's kind of exciting.
Twins would be very hard.
That's
but
crazy, but
we can
that's
manage.
exciting. Doctor says, hold on. I just want to switch sonograms to this other sonogram.
I want to look at the
This
other
one will
side.
go through the first 2 babies and see if there's a third one duct taped to
That's
their
not
back.
what she says. She's just like, everything's fine. I just want to check this other thing. Really, it was she saw a shadow, and she was like, is that a third baby?
That was the evil triplet.
She switches.
The shadow baby.
We call him Sal.
The shadow baby's name is Sal. I love it.
He's evil. He's tiny. He's evil. And she switches sonograms, and the doctor, hand to Christ, goes and puts her hand over her mouth and just makes that noise. And I go,
And you're
oh
terrified.
My God. I go, oh my God. Darla's like,
They're
laying
attached
there.
at the
She's
back
like,
via duct tape.
what? I'm like, there's 3 babies. She's like, no, there's not. Shut up. And the doctor just looks at her and starts nodding her head. And that's how we found out. And I started laughing and
not big
crying
enough for
at the
3
same
babies.
time.
That's right, there's 3 of them, and Shadow Sal, you get out of here, Shadow Sal. You get out of my wife's womb, you dirty bitch.
Is Shadow Sal the one that comes to the game?
No, that's Alex.
Can we not bring him and bring Shadow Sal?
We can. He's a monkey. He climbs stuff.
I only want to meet Shadow
Oh,
Sal.
wait. Wait, so there was one that was Shadow Sal? I thought Shadow Sal was like a fake baby.
No,
It's
Sal.
real.
His name's Sal.
Sal, I take back many of the things I've said about you recently. Oh, no. This is unfortunate. I apologize for Solana Max. What a pederast. He took you to the moon, Sal. His name was Sal. He was actually in utero.
No.
Darby does not approve.
Dude,
Also,
Darla must have just like doubled in size because she's so small.
Yeah.
And then there's like, oh, now there's 3 humans growing in you. Like Jesus.
Pam is a twin, and I saw a picture because we're putting a slideshow together for her grandmother's 90th birthday on Saturday, and there was a picture of Pam's mom, like 17 weeks before Pam and Greg were born, and she was like this like beached whale fucking, like. Yeah, like this thing was like, I can only communicate in
scrape the food in your
distant
mouth.
howls. Like, means I want more butter on my rolls, Like,
I will not describe my wife in that way.
at one point, did Darla just start saying like,
No.
that's lasagna, bitch?
No, there was a lot of chocolate and like chips and dip and stuff that she likes, but
that's
the end,
me on like a Tuesday.
I was going to say, that's just
that
Darby's
sounds
every day.
great.
there was she did don't play the outro music.
Oh,
you
oh my God! Object! I object!
Sustained, counselor.
Your
Back
Honor,
to you.
I move to dismiss Morgan
Approach
Hughes.
the fucking bench.
No.
You know why, Morgan?
Pretty dang
This
cool.
interview's been so much fun.
No.
Oh, there's another present.
God,
Oh my
hand
God!
that over.
You really love
Charles
to see
just
it.
handed me another wrapped box.
Two
same
presents.
wrapping
Morgan
paper.
acts like a dog that tore the trash can over while everyone was gone and is pretending like he didn't do it.
refusing
He just
to
looks
look at
away.
us.
He just won't look at what he
He's turned
doesn't
to
want to
the
deal
wall.
with.
His head is turned downward. Yes.
I'm sorry, what's
Here,
going on?
have this
Oh,
one. It's
thanks,
for you.
Grabs.
Thank
feels a
you,
little
for
heavy.
having me, Morgan.
Feels
I
a little
appreciate
heavier
it.
than last time. I don't think it's
It's
Stoop
not
waffles.
Papa waffles.
It's not Stoop waffles. I think. Oh, look at what is
John
Oh
Jam,
my
look at-
God!
look at that.
You
Oh,
love
yeah.
it.
Oh, look, it's
See it.
literally the waffle maker that you
Fantastic.
linked to on Twitter.
It's literally the waffle maker that Amazon had on sale the other
Charles.
day. Oh.
You ignorant slut. Thank you so much. I'll be giving this away at the mega or mini tailgate.
If you'd like to give us
That
a
means it's yours
5-star
for
review
another
on
week.
Apple iTunes,
No, that's a. Isn't that a hat?
Stroop waffle. Yeah, you put the Stroop waffle thing on your
Yeah,
head.
the Stroop wallet.
Yeah, well, you put it on your head, and then the heat from your head melts the waffle.
It's called a. It's called
and
a
then
head
Darby
oven.
eats it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know a head oven.
Yeah, Darby, you know the transfer of heat.
Charles, are you sticking around for segment 3?
Yeah,
Of course you are. If you've enjoyed the shit lorry on
that or go home
segment
to the
2,
triplets.
I've got some bad news for you. The shadow baby's watching your every move. Get your duct tape out and join us on segment 3. We're going live on Periscope. We're giving your hot takes a fucking read, and we're previewing DC United. Amigos, mapaches, you're listening to ACES Radio.
Hot, sicker than your average. Down like goose and I'm fly like Maverick. With the savage attack in a mouth like a match. Spitting fuego, homie. It ain't tricking if it's magic. Illusions. Indubitably juvenile. My crew can do it and we do it well. Rock around the clock all across the nation. Got a lot of sky miles and a reputation of making earthquakes every time we land. Cause stopping ain't an option or a part of the plan. Fools get to fuming while I'm running on jet fuel. Now pay close attention cause I'm ready to let you know what I'm all about, child. I got that style that you come to love. And I'ma stay fly till the day I die. Spitting fresh to death from above. Get it. David F. Man, you don't stop. David, you don't stop. We came to rock it till the city takes off. Mr. Captain, yeah. I'm an ace pilot, yeah. I wanna spin my wings and fly. To all my people in coach, yeah. To my first class folks, yeah. We'll show you how to scrape the sky.
Oh, yeah, baby. Ignorant slut, shitlord, celebrity fans, and all you idiot Manchester United fans that should have thought about it ahead of time and been Liverpool FC boys, as they say on the internet. Welcome back. It is episode 117, I believe, of ACES Radio. 117 times that the police haven't intervened. What a goddamn trait I am. Welcome back. My name is Carol Seaver. We are here on the Trash Pocket. It is segment 3. We are live on Periscope. Shout out to all you fools watching on your iPhones. To Mark Vucevic and Vukin Smasher, whatever fuck your last name is. To Sarah Hall, that's a lot easier to say. Shout out to all the lads from different dads. My name is Carol Seaver. Welcome back, Drabs. How you been, pal?
I'm sorry, what?
What's that?
We were just here admiring the new whiteboard markers. That
I found the markers.
Oh, you found them?
Yeah.
Are we live?
Sean, we're live.
Hi, Sean.
The markers were always in there.
Yeah.
Last time I was here, I told you where they were, and they were exactly there.
They were?
Yes.
That's actually true. Yes.
They've apparently regenerated though.
Yeah, but they're working now.
I cleaned out the bin. I took all the trophies out because we're
not doing that anymore.
We don't do that.
So that's nice.
Yeah, we don't set up any of that. And the bin is now 10 pounds instead of 125 pounds.
Yeah, as the guy who always carried it back out to the car, I don't know why you continued to bring it for as long as you did.
I have a lot of issues, John, and many of them are sexual. So say I can't. Oh, I can't.
Can't
do that.
get it up.
Yeah, I can't do that. Oh, sorry about it. I can't do that. What were we talking about?
Not something that Darla
Oh,
says.
great, John. What if I told you there was a cure for the scourge that is known as? I can't do that because of my biochemical makeup.
It's called Viagra?
That's right, John. They say the only cure for the... Yep, it's Viagra.
Nothing is impossible. Make your dreams come true.
And now, an ACES radio exclusive. The battle for the grand prize. Hot takes from the masses.
And you're not going to stop there.
We got the grand prize.
Hot takes from Twitter.
He's heating up.
Hot takes from you.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't, Walter. Walter, you're a dead animal that destroyed my Mazda 6. It was a 2009. It was new. It was a new car, and you destroyed it, you dirty motherfucker.
It was only 2 years ago.
You were just a shadow baby. You were a shadow baby.
Okay.
And why'd you do it?
We should have Walter back on the show. Just for a guest spot. Like a segment 2 interview.
I really want John Sedar dead.
Glenn Tennis, I agree with that.
God damn it.
Before we move on to the hot takes, lads, I wonder if I could go ahead and read the overall standings. According to Alex Thomas, the only reason people tune in first place by themselves, somehow, stupidly, and I hope it doesn't continue, Columbus Crew Eagle.
Oh, you
That's
hate
number
to see
1?
it.
With 5 points.
Hate to see it.
Followed
Wait,
in
the top of the standings only has 5 points?
topmost of the popmost, John.
It's been pretty spread out, I think, this season.
In second place with 4 points, Bonesy 10, Angry Drabs, AGS Attack, Basketball Emoji, and Kleb Porter are all in third place with 3 points. The 2 pointers are Gary the Winged Lion, Robert Shaft, your company is showing, Aces Archive, Setting the Table, My Cousin Sucks, he certainly does, and Downtown Falcon. The 2 pointers are tied in 7th place. The 1 pointers are as follows. Tim Bezbachenko, Morgan's Fun Van for your kids, Morgan's Anal Leakage, Arby's Official, Massive 14, Darling Thief, what a good lad he is, Hired Ballerina, not spelled how you think it is, Smack Jack Off, Columbus Lad, Lamborghini, Morgan's Pocket Recorder, and Nordecker, all tied in 14th place with a point apiece, bringing up the rear this week, Greg, and getting the bulk, none other than Bob. O'Shaughnessy, Bob. O'Shaughnessy. We move now to the subreddit known as a Massive Labs, where I remind you all these hot takes are organized automatically by their level of fiery fucking hotness. Topmost of the popmost this week, lads, comes to us from none other than Tim Bezbachenko with 11 points. Quote, "Hey guys, it's been a few tough weeks for the black and gold. I really think the problem is a lack of banners along the railing above the Nordac. The players used to get such inspiration from them, and now they can't score. Who can I talk to about getting those banners back? Those losses are definitely the fault of the person who decided to not put up the banners. Go Crew. Thanks, Tim Bezbachenko." End quote. Drolby Scrinface, your thoughts?
It took, 14 weeks? Longer than that?
Listen.
But the Tim Bez account finally started to get a little edge
trolling.
to it.
He started trolling.
Yeah.
Oh.
Playing the fucking long game.
Oh, now
here.
I suddenly think it's not Tim Bezbachenko.
I'm starting to wonder.
I want you motherfuckers to paint banners that just get so effortlessly ripped to shit.
How many have been destroyed by the wind this season?
Well, literally. Okay, so
this season only?
This season only.
Three of them have been destroyed by the wind this year.
This year.
Yeah.
In the still relatively young season.
Yeah, and I'm not putting them up anymore.
Yeah, did you see the wind today? They'd have gotten ripped if they were out there today.
Oh, fuck yeah. Easily.
And it's supposed to storm, a lot this week.
Yeah,
We're not home.
We're at home Wednesday, and the
I'm just talking about this weekend.
The ones that are up right now are the vinyl Save the Crew banners and all that hot shit. Like, those can stay up. Those aren't going to get ripped. Like,
Yeah.
those can, you know
Those
what I
will be
mean? Like,
fine.
but, like, you spend all this time painting banners and, like, to watch the wind just so effortlessly destroy it. I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah, like a dick through Yosef's mom.
And that's exactly what they say, John. They say, like a dick through Josephine's mom. Moving on. Oh, from user Angry Drabs with 6 points, quote,
Yes. What is it with this shit-ass inability to score, team? I didn't support John Zidar's perfectly formed generals for 14 months so we could save a non-cup contending team, put the ball in the back of the fucking net, hashtag vaccinate your goddamn kids. Vaccinate your goddamn kids. Hashtag fuck your Game of Thrones endgame. Hashtag it's your voice.
Nope, try again.
It's your...
Nope, try again.
Is your voice going out yet, Morgan? Oh.
take a celebration laugh.
Oh, my God.
Charles Kempen penisness. No, your thoughts.
I don't know which one I like better. You having to do that or the Columbus Crew Eagle Blues.
Sitting-
It's a toss up. Like I really enjoy both so
I'm
much.
sitting very far away.
Yeah,
from
you're
this.
sitting back and squinting at the screen.
Yeah. And it's in all caps, like a continuous.
But your
You
commitment.
You could move the microphone away from your face instead of lean way back.
It's much more fun
You
to
know
watch
that,
this,
right?
so let's be honest.
It's true.
Don't suggest.
True. You know when I read the overall standings, I'm like,
Yeah, they're like-
whatever goes by. I'm not an old person at all.
You know, and that's an understated point. You know, I have spent 14 months being your jock strap. Like, it's, you know...
You've provided poor support, let me tell you.
I'm sorry.
My
I've
dogs
done-
are drooping. Okay?
I've
They
done
no-
my
They no
best.
longer have interest in the
But,
tub like they used to.
You know,
They're
just 14 months of even holding perfectly formed genitals. Eventually your arms get tired. But
Let me smash.
Moving!
It's not even going to let you finish wherever you were going.
Fuck on! From user... You're going to show. With 4 points, quote, "Chin up, Crew fans. At least we aren't the Rapids. How miserable must you be as a team to hire Connor Casey as your head coach? And their owner is only slightly less of a douchebag than Man Baby. They just need to hire Tony Big Scat Santa as their technical director, and they'll hit for the cycle of shitbag franchises." End quote.
I'm really glad I didn't have beer in my mouth when you said big scats.
Nate Beckman, your thoughts on the Halloween massacre known as Tony Santa missing a penalty kick? Back to you, John Zadar.
there's another line still in that hot take.
Well, I guess we know who the crew will play during Bag of Donuts night at the fray. End quote. Back to you, Draps.
Dunking
Back
for
to you, John.
donuts.
What do you think about the Connor Casey pick there, Morgan?
I don't think much of Connor Casey at all, Draps, if we're being honest with each
Because
other.
how many of his jerseys do you have? I'm sorry, what? Can you speak into
I do
my
own
good
a
microphone?
singular. Oh, no, I don't anymore. I sold it on eBay. It's gone. I don't own
bought
it
it?
anymore.
Connor.
Connor Casey's mom. His donut dealer.
I bought it because I didn't want anyone else to have to, like... I honestly didn't want people to walk through Crew Stadium like with a Connor Casey signed America jersey on. So I bought it, and it was like $30 when everyone else's, even like fucking Kakuta Mane's jersey went for like $150.
What do you mean America jersey? You had the For Columbus jersey.
Yeah.
No, it was a black jersey that he didn't get in the game, and it was like the 4th of July, you know, like...
But you also had a For Columbus Connor Casey jersey.
No, you're thinking of Bob O'Shaughnessy.
No, I'm thinking of you.
Nope,
Bob
I
O'Shaughnessy has that?
Yes, I straight up do not have that. You're thinking of Bob.
I thought that was the one he had as well.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're
like,
gonna need.
I'm just
we're
gonna
gonna
tell
have
you
to
straight
invade
up.
Morgan's closet. I think he has a secret hidden.
I'd
Connor
go in there,
Casey
but I don't want to
jersey.
slip on all the dog shit.
Right.
Pam just texted me, and it was a picture of a pile of Gary, like
A pile of
diarrhea,
Gary?
and she's like, "Found it." Moving on from user basketball emoji with 3 points. Quote: "I got to tell you, I went from Zadar watching the Avenger Wizards." Wield the Nintendo Power Glove level of giddiness upon receiving long overdue blood points last week to Zadar watching the Game of Thrones Wizards wield the Nintendo Zapper laser gun levels of disappointment when Marigan pointed out the abundance of shit posts last week. The real hashtag butts were the gagglefuck hashtag sluts we competed against along the way. Hashtag Columbus isn't an Aces radio town. Hashtag Ron Tugnut is better than Adam Foote. Hashtag but you'd know that if this podcast offered any hockey knowledge. Hashtag Dupless23 for celebrity guest of the week. End quote.
Let me smash.
Sean Satar, your thoughts.
Who was that from?
Okay, that was from Basketball Emoji, and he was referencing our first and currently only 1-star review.
Right, I saw the 1-star review thing
and
earlier today.
And here's where, okay, let's get into it. We referenced it.
No one wanted to.
We referenced it in the beginning. I want you.
Okay, guys, calm down. We'll get into it.
Hold on, everyone.
He says to the silent room.
Sarah, you relax, all right? I want you to talk about Avengers Endgame. You missed last week's
Darby
episode.
hasn't seen it yet.
We've already said there are spoilers.
No, neither have I.
we didn't.
No.
Yeah.
Well, without giving
Also,
spoilers, what do you think?
I did
of it?
Can we talk
warn
about-
you on Thursday night that I was going to give until the middle of this week before I started talking about stuff. So if you don't want to hear about it,
I do
don't
think you have
look
to
at
give
my
it a full
Twitter.
week. Incidentally,
No, I don't have to give it.
There are clues in
seeing it
this
tomorrow.
hot take that I think let
I've
me know
already
who
seen it
Basketball
twice.
Emoji is.
Well, you have 4 kids or something? Get out of the house.
That's fine.
If you
If
you look at this and then you go back to Twitter, I think you can figure out who this might be.
Oh, man, I don't give a fuck. Like,
I think
who,
you
who
kinda
cares about who Basketball Emoji is?
Kind of do.
John, what'd you think of Avengers
Pam?
Endgame?
It was great.
I thought it was incredible.
I've seen it twice, and I'm going to
Did
see
you
it
see
a
it
third
again?
time in IMAX. Yeah, I saw it Sunday.
It was like a
When are you going to see it for the third time?
I don't know, maybe this weekend.
and you know me.
Whenever I can get an IMAX
I'm a
ticket.
DC man. I'm a Superman man.
Yeah, because that's the worst hero, so of course you like him.
Yeah, because he's the best and he's the most powerful, and that's how the world works. And so, like that, I saw it with Pam. I saw it with Jarvis and Aaron. Shout out to Jarvis Woodson, who listens to every episode of Aces Radio. And I told him, I'll speak about you once an episode. You'll never know when it is, so you have to
Listen to the whole thing just to hear what you're going to say.
So 4 hours into this episode, Jarvis Woodson, he's a pile of shit. We saw it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. Back to you, Drabs.
I'm sure it's great.
When are you seeing it, Darby?
Probably this weekend.
No plans yet. Okay.
Yeah. I don't have tickets yet.
Ain't nobody got time for this.
Well, you don't need to buy them in advance now anyways.
Right.
It's a week later.
The fuck on from user Degenerate Kneebone with 3 points. Quote, hey, pals, Smitty back with another segment to boost your ratings. Here's a never-fail segment we run on Thursdays that is always a winner. Would you rather? Zidar, would you rather the crew build a 10-foot statue of your beautiful likeness outside the supporter section to honor your accomplishments of single-handedly saving the crew, or rename the road outside of the new stadium to Zidar Street, and the supporters' stands be called Zidar's End, and you get free Jenny's ice cream if the crew score 3 goals at any home game? So
That's not hard at all. It's the second one.
it's the second one?
Yeah.
The one where you get free ice cream?
You want
And the two name things.
I mean, obviously, because he wants 3,000 screaming fans in his end.
In the Zidar End.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who wouldn't want 3,000 rabid fans in their own end?
Sorry, Degenerate
There's a lot of
Kneebone.
people who would pay good money for that, Darby. I'm going to get it for free. All I have to do is save the crew.
All right, John has chosen. Drabby, no one will ever make a joke about you fucking horses for the rest of your life,
Oh, these are both going to suck.
but you have an uncontrollable lust to fuck horses in real life.
This is not goddamn fair. Why did John get statues and fucking ice cream? And this is the bullshit I get. Angry Drabs is pissed off now. He gets the best choices and everything, and I get all the bullshit. What the fuck?
That's the sound of Darby's horse's ass clapping.
Hashtag this is bullshit.
Oh, who is this person so I can write them down for a blood point?
This is Degenerate Kneebone.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, shit. Or no one will ever make a joke about you being old and eating at MCL, but you have to fuck horses secretly.
Wait, okay, this is actually easy because I'll absolutely take the first one. In the second one, I have to fuck horses, and people I just get out of old jokes. Versus, I lust after horses, but don't have sex
It said
with them.
irresistible lust, Darby, which means
But
you
it
must
doesn't say you actually-
satiate the lust if it's irresistible.
Uncontrollable.
Or uncontrollable.
No.
Which means you can't control
Yeah,
it.
no, I
which
think
means you're going to end up fucking horses.
No, that's not the premise. It's just lust.
It's specifically uncontrollable lust.
Like
this car isn't controllable, thus it will crash.
You'd
Yep.
You'd rather want
I
to fuck
see you
horses than
trying
fuck
to-
horses in secret.
You just made the
Right.
fucking Zach Galifianakis face from the fucking Hangover where all the math is flying around his head, trying to figure your way out of this.
Oh man,
I
that
mean,
was
to
so
be fair,
difficult.
this was like the fucking worst Sophie's Choice ever, and that includes Sophie's Choice.
Oh, Morgan, be forced to compliment Drabby and Zadar every time you look at them, or marry Pam and host Aces Radio for all eternity. No, I'll compliment you guys forever.
That's fine. I'm surprised you took that long.
Yeah, it's fine.
Really.
I could host Aces Radio forever, but marrying Pam sounds horrible. Thanks, guys. I'll hang up and take your answers off the air. Charles Compensano, your thoughts?
I have no thoughts about that. I think that's
I fucking like this.
that
play
ground's
that
been pretty
every
well
week.
tread.
Dude, would you rather might get a lot of people a lot of blood points going forward in this season. Moving the fuck on. From user Hang the Sanch with 2 points, quote, I'm only one Chani. I can't carry every Sanch thread on this Zardes Forsaken forum. End quote.
I liked their name, but that sucked.
What? This is the second week in a row that this poster has posted, and I'm like, I don't understand it.
What'd they do last week? Was it another weird, like,
a lot
what
of
the fuck
Sanch
is
and
that?
Zardes, like they just replace.
They just replaced words with last names.
Yeah, it seems like they're like.
What was that one again? Read it again real quick.
Hang the Sanch with 2 points. I'm the only Chani. I can't carry
only one Chani.
Or I'm only one Chani. I can't carry every Sanch thread on this Zardes Forsaken forum. I'm guessing.
Are there supposed to be?
Oh yeah, this person is. The account's 15 days old, and they only have 2 posts.
I'm guessing that this is a big soccer thing where they go on Big Soccer and they take Scott Sedley posts and they replace certain words with Chani or Sanch.
Yeah, so last week it
or
was
Porter or Zardes.
Basically, if you're reading, seeing, hearing Porter's comments following these performances, you can come to 2 conclusions. 1, he's Sanch. 2, he thinks you're Sanch. Neither is Zardes, and neither is Zardes for another 4 years.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
no.
we read that, and we were like, what the fuck is this shit?
That's right. That
And
sounds
so-
like Scott talking shit about people who, like, don't get that, like, Kayla Porter's taking you for a fool. But they replace with, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hold on. I was
It's
pressing a
bad.
button.
Smoke weed every day.
Moving on.
Yeah, I appreciate the sentiment, but...
From user Aces Archive with
think
2
it's coming
points.
off.
Quote, I received some random luggage, oh great, at my house that I believe is yours. I remember this. It is yellow with an excessive number of casters on it. There's a luggage tag with the name Oregon. Please confirm the following contents is yours. 27 gray t-shirts, 18 track jackets, several Crew SC tifos, a pack of unopened letters from Damn, a small engagement ring, a blank, unused notebook entitled Show Prep. Huey Lewis and the News cassette tape, yeah. Brock Lesnar dress-up toy figure, a bedside picture of Larry Bird. Hooked on phonics book, hashtag way back Wednesday, end quote. John Zadar, your thoughts?
That's a big suitcase.
Yeah, I mean, I was on a trip. I think that's when me and Mike and Pam went to England to meet Shrek. And Shrek was like, sorry, lads, I got stuck in India. They won't let me out.
Yeah, you
Goodbye."
planned that whole trip, and he was
Yeah.
just like, not going to make it.
Yeah, and he's like, I will tour all of you bitches around England because I used to live there. And we're like, sweet, we won't make plans. And he's like, psych, I don't have a visa. And we're like, did you ever think about that? Did you ever consider the fact that, like, you can't leave your country, you dirty bitch? Moving on. From user Dirty BTK with 2 points, quote, sound off right now. The internet needs to know whether you are hashtag team butts or hashtag team sluts. I'll reveal my allegiance on Twitter in the morning so as to not sway any of the Latin terms. End quote.
Yeah, poops.
Drabs, let's go around the Latin term for podcast. So let's say you're team butts or team sluts. Back to you.
I mean, this person says they'll reveal their allegiance on Twitter in the morning. Do we know who the fuck this person is in the first place?
I'm guessing they're dirty.
What's their name?
Dirty BTK. So they're like a
Dirty Bizarro Tyler Kendall.
No, they're like a dirty BTK killer. Drabs. Hashtag team butts or team sluts.
Team butts.
Charles.
Team butts.
Okay. John?
Team butts.
Yeah, I'm team sluts for sure. Are you serious? Come on. I mean, let's talk about the actuality of it. Team butts versus team sluts. You want to be on team sluts. You're going to have a better night.
Literally everybody else just said butts, though. You're the only one that said that.
Well, I invite you to reconsider.
Do you want to go around the circle again?
I'd like to do that.
Okay.
Darby?
Hold on. Upon further review, team butts.
Oh, okay. That's unfair.
Charles?
I've given it a lot of thought.
All right.
Team butts.
Okay, I didn't think about it at all beyond what I had originally thought, but team butts.
Oh, fuck all of you. Reply from Darby fan club with 5 points. Quote, Darby is hashtag team horse butts.
Sorry,
quote.
that's not the best.
Hey, you're not allowed to make jokes about that anymore.
That's right. That's the one I picked.
Even if he is that.
You son of a bitch.
Moving on from user Downtown Falcon with 2 points. Quote, Morgan, would you ever be friends with a bird? If so, would you enter one as a friend? Hashtag bird butt. Hashtag philanthropy. Hashtag butt.
And what's the reply?
Yeah. Let's talk about the reply.
What's the reply?
What is it?
From user Columbus Crew Eagle with 1 point. Quote, I am Eagle and I enter America not as friend but lover.
Jane, you ignorant slut.
Charles, your thoughts?
The first part was confusing. The second part cleared it up.
As a friend, you have to say like you're tired of this Columbus Crew Eagle. Is that what you said?
No, I like I said earlier, I think the Columbus Crew Eagle and the Anger Drabs are my...
Can we talk about how an actual eagle showed up here one day and
we
we never mention it?
I want it. I have questions.
And it hasn't come back.
No one knows who that is. It just showed up and was gone, and we
And
just
Yvonne was chasing
moved on with our lives.
Not just was gone, got chased down past Goodwill
by a seagull.
And eventually asked Yvonne to stop following her.
I was thinking about that the other day. That, like a person in a bird costume showed up, like a full fucking bird costume. And, like, we were like, what is this? And then we had a whole show. And then, like, an entire season where, like, no one referenced it. Like, that was totally normal. It was a person in a bird costume. It wasn't, like, it wasn't an existing, like...
It wasn't a real bird.
Yeah, it was just,
Are
like...
we sure? But how do we know it wasn't a bird inside a bird costume?
Several birds.
What if it was the Downtown
What if
Falcon?
it was a bird standing on a bird's shoulders inside a bird costume?
Shit, Lord.
Moving on from user Rice Griffin.
This is the language of your people, Morgan.
Well, guess what? There's a reason we left Wales. With 2 points, quote, we're going to little bit in a little bit, okay? But I can't tell you who is going to little bit. The littlest bit will be Special K, though. That's my favorite cereal, K. But I only like to have a little bit. Who else on the team likes Special K? I can't tell you. That's a little bit of a secret. It's behind closed doors, okay? I look forward to seeing you and your little bits next week at Monterey, okay? End quote.
Yellow Beach, Columbus Crew.
John?
Are the little bits the triplets?
Shadow Baby!
That makes as much
much
sense as the rest of it.
Yeah, right.
Is this the Club Porter person signed into the wrong account?
Is that what
like
happened?
It
It does sound like
yeah.
it. A lot of Special Ks. Moving on from user Quarter Horse Association with 2 points. Quote, Darby, stop impregnating the horses. Do you have no shame? End quote.
That's the third best horse
It's an
joke
uncontrollable
so far out of
lust,
3.
okay? Yeah. When you look at your... Do you think people like read the existing takes and go, I can't beat that?
I mean, I'm just glad that things still come out of my penis. It's not coughing dust every time.
Fantastic drafts.
How did we stay silent that long? That's like 3 seconds of Darby just talking unendingly about his own dick.
I mean, I'm just glad that things still come out of my penis. It's not coughing dust.
Like no one interrupted him somehow.
Was that during actual recording, or was that another thing?
No,
that
it was during a
beforehand?
recording. Julie Stanky made that and sent it to me, just as friends, though. Moving on. From user Morgan's Pocket Recorder with 2 points, quote, hashtag butts. Hashtag this train wrecks sluts. Or I'm sorry, this, which would have been funnier. This train wreck sucks. Hashtag press play. Hashtag tongues only. Hashtags only. End quote.
What?
The fuck, Charles? Your thoughts?
I like how you punched up their jokes midway through. You tried to make it better.
You tried to rescue this hot take.
What I think? This train wreck. Oh yeah.
This train wrecks sluts.
I thought it was like this train wrecks sluts.
I pictured a train and like sluts set up like
Yeah.
bowling pins. Like the train just
That's what I thought, dude. That's what I thought. Like this train, don't get in the way if you're
Yeah,
a slut. 'Cause
yeah.
we are going right through you.
we stop. We
Just
do
like
not
Josephine's
stop
mom.
for sluts.
No, we will stop for children, normal women, men, but sluts, it's going straight through you. Just like Skyline Chili. It's coming straight through you.
It's coming straight through.
Fuck's insane. Moving on. From user lives not in Columbus. I mean, it could be either. With 1 point, quote, the celebrity guest found time to tweet about politics and gift millions to soccer while juggling his own kids. Yet he has no time to give to people who get paid to speak on behalf of the rich non-residents of Columbus. Hashtag concerned citizen of Dublin. Hashtag DeWine is my best friend. Hashtag more buck nuts, less butts and sluts. Hashtag woke suburbanites against soccer.
What?
Is
Did
this
someone
about-
wander over from the Columbus subreddit?
Is this about the dude who lives in Dublin who was writing about no soccer subsidies bullshit? Whoever the fuck that was.
Oh, it's an oddly specific hot take.
That is. That's going way fucking back.
Yikes.
Like even knowing, because somebody had to do research. Like, oh shit.
Oh, now
we had to do some
now
like
you know how I
Keith
feel.
Noss level shit to figure out it was somebody who was in Dublin. But you notice I recovered and I managed to keep the microphone at the appropriate place.
Enjoy holding it like that for the rest of the show.
I don't have to because there's hot takes.
Moving on. From user Ghost of Stern John with 1 point, quote, the crew are streaky.
Darby, stop making all that noise as you fix your microphone.
It wasn't like that, penis breath.
It was nothing like that, penis breath.
Got him.
Quote, the crew are streakier than Don Garber's underwear. End quote. John Starr, your thoughts?
I thought that was going to end with Dom Tabari's underwear.
Poopy pants.
Moving on from user CBus_C jacket with 1 point, quote, I have gone all in for the jackets this year and have been looking for all the hockey coverage I can listen to. I noticed a review that says this podcast covers soccer, hockey, and politics. So if you were Manny Legacy, who would you be grooming to replace Bob if he leads this summer? Oh my God, there's so many there's so many names I can't pronounce. Drabs, your thoughts?
No, I want you to keep it's not done yet.
Is there really somebody named Manny Legacy?
Yeah, Manny Legacy was a goalkeeper.
Go ahead and say those
Yeah.
names.
Let me try.
Come on.
Junis Corpisalo,
Charles Camposano.
Mattis Kivlankius,
Mark.
Mattis, give you a kiss.
Vene Venevicalica Renewed.
That one.
Vinny Vici.
That one's not real.
That's what it said. Or Elvis Merskane.
Elvis Merkin.
Merkin Samamelo. Is that
It
right?
wasn't that hard. I got him.
All right, Drabs, good for you. Your thoughts?
Nah.
Let me
I mean,
smell.
I appreciate any hot take that makes you read shit you can't pronounce. So.
Moving on from user Columbus Crew Eagle.
I love that your voice dropped as soon as
So
you figured
excited
out
to move on, and then so unexcited to have moved on.
With 1 point, quote, American, get rid of Pam yet? If not, I can do it for you. Tell her to not notice giant bald eagle.
Just don't notice it.
Talon sharp.
Holy shit.
Columbus Crew Eagle lay trap of shoes on floor. Tell Pam not worry about eagle, please. Pam not keep my American. Eagle sun come this month.
Oh.
You're
Egg
barely
must
showing
be
it all.
safe. Egg must be safe. Please get rid, Pam. Morgan. End quote. Okay, this is getting really specific.
Right. It's also getting a little murdery.
Yeah.
Pam, you might want to watch out a little bit.
Tell her not to notice the giant bald eagle.
Sharp talons, trap of shoes.
You're going to think you see a bald eagle. You don't.
Okay, so
Also, make sure you don't accidentally kill Pam because the police are going to see this.
Girl, I'm going to softball. P.S. If you think there's a giant bald eagle, it's probably not.
It's probably fine.
Just go to bed.
Charles, you're married. Your thoughts?
Do you only have one eagle egg at a time?
Yeah,
or
because
is
you're
it like
honestly, you're barely
it.
showing it all these
Yeah,
days.
and it's coming
I'm
this
just-
month.
I don't.
Yeah.
like,
I'm so scared. Dude.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. Wait, let's figure out.
I'm so scared of what this means.
Yeah. So sometime in the month
So
of
we've
May,
got, we've
I
got
wonder
like
if we'll have a visitor.
Sometime in the next 4 episodes, an eagle baby is coming out of you.
Yeah.
Well, not even an eagle baby, just an egg. Then you've got to sit on it for who knows how long.
Right. It's probably not next week. Like that would be pretty soon. Like they would have said.
They would have said next in the next week.
The fuck on from user Morgan's pocket recorder again with 1 point. Last hot take of the night, by the way. Quote, are we 100% sure that Houston fan who entered the field of play Saturday wasn't our new designated player making an early appearance to hashtag save the crew? End quote.
It was nothing like that, penis breath.
Drop a screen face, your thoughts.
It was weird that they showed the pitch invader.
I didn't see that. I must have been
What
watching
a
the
weird
Giants.
game to invade the pitch on, too. Like, why?
Right.
Why
Yeah,
that
like,
game?
I mean, just the general rule of thumb, though, is you don't give attention to the person who's seeking attention. Instead, they were like zooming in and following his every move. And
Right. Did you hear that mainstream media? Stop covering Trump so closely.
Oh my God!
Boom.
You don't know anything about politics
There's
or
the
hockey,
politics.
John.
I got it out of the way
Jesus.
for us.
One person on the field in Houston, 27% of their fan base ran onto the field.
Oh, my God. No one's watching.
Much like the Houston game.
We'll see about
Says
that.
the fan of the team who
We'll
has
see
terrible
about that.
tennis.
That's the last hot take of the night. Lads, Drabs, we go to you first. You have 2 blood points to give away. They go to the following users, my friend.
Columbus Crew Eagle. Sorry, Pam.
Christ.
Like I'm sorry you're going to get murdered, but that was good. And second one goes to Angry Drabs. I'm all about that. They're literally channeling me at this point. So
Fantastic.
I'm here for it.
Charles, come here. It's a camping trip. Your blood points go to the following users.
Give my first one to the Bez account. Do we do Tifo still? No.
The fuck?
I've seen questions. I don't know the
Hashtag
answer.
Tifo yet?
And the second one, obviously, Degenerate Kneebone. That was just...
Oh, that's so good. Degenerate Kneebone. Sean Satar.
I'm giving one to Degenerate Kneebone and the Columbus Eagle.
What the fuck? Why? What are you guys doing?
Top of the standings, I think.
It's unbelievable.
Continuing champion.
It's all fun and games until someone actually threatens to kill Pam.
It's true.
And then it's just fun.
And now Morgan doesn't think it's funny anymore.
No, I still think that's funny.
Oh, you're just concerned about the egg that's going to come out of you?
I mean, I'm terrified of a lot of things, John, but you threatened to kill Pam, and I think that's great. My first blood point has to go to Degenerate Kneebone. I mean, that was just great. And then I got to give it, I don't want to, even though I'm a big fan of this person's account, their Twitter account, big
Columbus
fan of the
Eagle.
actual human.
Oh, thank you very much, Morgan. I appreciate you giving me a blood point.
No, Drabs, that's not. I was about to talk, and then you said your own name, and that's not what I meant.
I heard
giving
it.
it
He
to
said Angry Darbs.
Your Gavin is showing for dude, come on, this was easy. You make fun of Connor Casey, and I give you a blood point on this night. It's just how it's working. Your thoughts, John Zadar?
This is going to be a 3-hour episode, by the way.
I have no thoughts.
Oh, actually, it doesn't
The
matter
fuck
because
on.
Morgan wasn't recording segment 3. God damn it.
No, he still is.
Nervously checks.
Another edition of the Battle for the Grand Prize.
That
Fuck
no
off,
one will
all of
hear.
Darla was explaining to me when I got home one night 2 dogs in a tub and how it won't exist. And
It won't. It's a very long outro, John.
I mean, it turns out you guys had 3 dogs in her tub.
Oh yeah, baby! No, you didn't, John.
I really want John Zidar dead.
Fan-fucking-tastic. Moving on, we have predictions to talk about from last week. Cruisers FC taking on the Fighting Dynamons, a.k.a. the Southern Lad Boys of the greater Houston area. The guest, a.k.a. Solana a.k.a. Ivan Seagal, and I believe it was actually Mark Vukovic, as they say in the old country of Romania, where you're from.
oh my God.
You said it was going to be a 3-2 win.
Yeah, well done.
A 3-2 win, says Mark Vukovic.
This is why you don't host a podcast, Mark.
No, sir. It was a 0-2 loss. You get no points, my God of mercy, on your soul. John Zidar, the wetness, the wet boy, via text message. When I sent you a text message, I says to you, I says, hello, Sean. How have you been, lad? How is
You never asked me how I've been.
Hello, Sean. I says, how
also
did you
doesn't bring
collect
me
all those
flowers.
Pokemans? And you said, oh my God, Morgan, let me stop you right there. First of all, it's great to have you up in my DMs because this is via Instagram feeds.
You just said it was a text.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, it was, there was text.
You don't have Instagram feeds.
Yeah.
Well,
See, Morgan
looked into
texted his DM to his Twitter, which forwarded to the Instagram.
Oh,
That's exactly how it
yeah,
works.
that's how
Well,
it
okay.
works.
Well, which automatically forwards
As my
to
fellow
team
kid
at
Drabs told you, I
so you've
forwarded
actually been
it.
talking to Darby. I didn't even answer you. It wasn't even me.
You said it was
I
gonna be
predicted a 2-1 loss.
a 1-2 loss. It was a 0-2 loss. That's very far away from being what it was. You get 5 points. May God have mercy on your soul. Drabs.
Yeah. I vastly overestimated the team's ability to score.
You
by
said
an
1-2.
infinite amount.
Which team?
The Crew. I got the Houston right.
It was a 0-2 loss. You get
What'd you
5
say?
points.
2-1 loss.
May God have
we
mercy
picked the same thing?
Yeah.
on your soul.
Because
you're
we
both
make the right
cowards.
smart
Because
picks.
you're cowards. Morgan Husican.
This fucker.
I realized when he
You know
told
what?
me
Actually,
he
here.
told me what he predicted, I was like, I realized he only ever picks us to lose
Let's-
by 2-0.
You know what? Let's just
He
skip
has some-
Morgan's pick. Let's
he
move
has
on
some formula.
to the predictions and talk about what's going to be going on against DC United. So what I anticipate in this game is maybe the Crew mixing things up. And I'm sorry. What was that, Morgan?
And muted.
I didn't hear him say anything.
And I'll mute you too, John. Nope, Charles is on your channel. The continuing champion, Morgan Hughes, a.k.a. Officer Carol Seaver. You said it was going to be a 0-2 loss. In fact, it was a 0-2 loss. You get 15 points, my God of mercy, on your soul. Double dick jock off aside from Drolby Screenface.
Jarvis is having trouble controlling his urge for horses right now.
What a true lad.
You can see
What
how
a
he's
true
under
lad.
them.
Charles, can you give me a couple more hands here?
We move on to the overall standings in last place. In last place, the guest, a.k.a. Slonamax, a.k.a. Von Seagull, with 20 points. You suck. You suck. There it is. In third place, Drolby Screenface, right where you belong. What a sad, pathetic man. 25 points. In second place, a very distant second place. You talk to people and they're like, hey, who's going to win? You're like, well, not this guy in second place because he's so not close to second or first. And they're like, oops, I said second, I meant first. I'm a pro in the industry. John Zidar, 30 points. In first place. Oh, my fucking God, John. Listen to me right now. And let me talk about the guy who's in first place and
who had over the past two games has a net score of 0.
He fell down.
By the way,
he fell down to
0.
tie for
Net
first.
score of 0 in the
But
last
now,
two games.
You walk around the
0.
streets and
0
people are
points.
like, have you heard about
over
what
the
he's
past
been
2
doing
games.
recently? And people
0
are like,
net points
yeah,
over
no,
the past 2 games.
In fact, I have heard about him.
No
In fact, I've
points
been listening,
overall.
and now I
Once
know.
you factor
Morgan
in the
Hughes,
15
40
points that he
That's
lost.
right, you suck my balls, Drabs! Oh, you have not been listening to the streets. You've been at Wendy's, only Wendy's. I've been going to McDonald's, KFC. I've been to a lot of places, like Red Lobster. Actually, I did go to Red Lobster last week. My grandmother's birthday, and she was like, oh,
God, how many of your elderly are going to be birthday?
I know, right? Like, whoa, let's go to Red Lobster. I was like, oh, let's get a bunch of shrimp for $80.
and it sucks dick, and it sucks fucking dick balls. Hey, it's me. Oh, How do you you did that? You stopped that. Oh, Drabs, stop that.
Wait a minute. Hold on. You could just stop them by tapping them again?
No, he accidentally hit the right. No, he did it again.
You're real close.
You have
Go
to.
up.
You have to hit a very.
No, that way too.
Oh shit!
He just. You have to hit a very specific. Is what he's saying, and you've hit 8 different spots. So he's been lying this whole time, claiming you can only stop drops by playing the scream. When all you have to do is tap the fucking iPad.
You only have to tap anywhere.
You only have to tap literally anywhere on the screen.
All right, Drabs. Now I'm gonna go to a random spot on the drop machine. Now press anywhere and just do that. Here we go.
Just tap. Now tap again. Now tap again. Now tap again. Okay.
Yeah, he
You
did
can
it.
just stop it by tapping it again.
Now we're down to the end where it's all AGS Attack songs.
Don't tap.
Oh, fantastic.
What the fuck was that?
Morgan, how does your new scoring system work? Because why didn't the guest lose points for Mark's prediction last week?
Because
it wasn't the reverse score.
It wasn't
line.
the reverse score.
Oh, it's just the reverse.
They just get no points, and they're going to lose anyway. It doesn't fucking matter. The guests are idiots.
always lose.
Cruiser FC taking on DC United in the greater DC metropolitan area, as they say on the streets. Before we get into our thoughts and predictions, let's go to Alex Thomas with a weather report in 3, 2, 1.
And now, an ACES radio exclusive.
We want it now!
The Weather Report with Uncle Sportsman himself,
If I wasn't Jamaican,
Alex Thomas.
then why would I wear this hat?
It's gonna rain.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls alike, welcome to the program. Long time, 100th time, Uncle Alligator himself. Alex Thomas, welcome to the program, my friend.
Morgan, so good to be here.
Oh, what a treat it is to see you,
treat's
you
mine, sir.
dirty, dirty bitch.
How you been?
I've been good. I've been, just as friends, though, I've been pretty great.
Yeah, you're looking limber.
Thank you. I've been stretching today.
Yeah, I could tell.
Earlier today, I reached down and I touched my toes, and I was like,
Says to yourself, self,
yeah,
here I am, down by the hardwood floor.
Everything's going well.
Eye level with Gary. Checking out
Gary.
my super clean first floor of my house, because the second floor I can do nothing about.
These hamstrings are limber as
they
fuck.
are just...
Oh, my fucking God.
I can only imagine.
Just as friends, though.
Alert. Alex Thomas has entered the game.
Welcome to the show, Alex. We have a game this weekend in
Yeah.
the District of Columbia.
We do.
On Buzzard Point. Cruisers FC traveling to take on the mighty Fighting Feral Raccoons, the greater Washington, D.C. area. What are we looking at weather-wise?
Well, I'll tell you, man, we got a whole busload of people going.
We sure do.
Yeah, Robbie Rovik's got the whole squad rolling out there, and Charles Compinas.
No.
Okay, he's going too.
Compinas, no.
I think the game's going to be at 8. And
is that local Eastern time?
It's local Eastern time.
Sweet.
Yeah.
It's Pam's grandmother's 90th birthday.
What?
Yeah. So I'll be watching both the Shackets and the Columbus Cruisers FC with Pam's entire
because the
family.
Shackets will be
right
in
Boston
simultaneously. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I know it. I'm
And you'll be
looking forward
watching
to it very
Granny
much.
doing her thing over there.
She does stuff.
That's wild.
I've seen it.
So does Chuck E. Cheese even have that many televisions? Like, what are you guys going to do?
Oh,
boom, roast.
I got it the second time. Yeah, no, we have plenty of televisions. It's going to be great. We're going to go to Bridge Park in Dublin, Ohio.
Oh, shit. What? Oh, there's nowhere in Upper Arlington to go? There's no little venues for you guys to go?
Hate to see it.
Oh, my God.
I
The
know.
rarefied air.
I recommended a real city, but
Well,
they were like, no, how about the trash pit known as Dublin?
If you guys get booted out of there, I'm sure there's some people up in Dublin, the what do they call them? The Shamrock Dad Lads or whatever the...
Oh, pederass? Are you thinking of child molesters?
Yeah, the Dublin Pederasses. They're meeting up
Clover,
there.
the Clover Dads?
The Clover Dads. They'll touch you where you won't. Yeah, they'll be up there.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's going to
Just as
be...
friends.
The weather for the guys is going to be... It's going to be stormy, man, and rainy.
Is it really? Like, how rainy? What kind of storms?
Well, we're talking, like, slight potential for, like, a weather delay. Thunderstorms, unsettled weather. Yeah. Winds out of the northeast at, like, 8-9 miles an hour.
Damn.
Yeah, oh well. At least it'll be temperate, you know what I mean? So it'll be warm.
Did the radar channel think that we had a home game?
I think
Is that what's happening to
well,
the
because
East Coast?
here in town it's going to be like
Roasted.
mid-60s and shitty, drizzly rain all day.
Oh, all right. Well, welcome to Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah. And then we have a game next Wednesday.
That's
and
right.
I don't think we're going to record before then.
We will not. We will be
Now,
recording on Thursday.
I'm not going to give a weather prediction for next Wednesday. Nope, not doing it. Not doing it. Fuck you guys. You guys can check it out yourselves. I'm not getting trapped again. So there's going to be weather, whether it's nice or not. I'm not doing it. That bridge has been burnt.
God damn.
Yep. Suck it.
All right, we're going out live to Alex Thomas, who's live on the scene.
I'm Alex Stanek. I'm intolerable. Everybody go listen to Aces Radio instead. It's going to be awesome.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was actually Alex Stanek.
Fuck that guy.
Alex Stanek. All right, give us your prediction for Cruisers FC at DC United.
1-1 tie.
1-1 tie.
Yeah.
Who wins?
America.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for none other than Uncle Alligator himself, Alex Thomas with the weather report.
Thanks for having me, Morgan.
So good to have you, my friend.
So good to be here.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Smoke weed every day.
Fantastic. Welcome back, Alligator. Uncle, whatever your name is. Everyone loves that.
Man, that guy's such a coward. He won't predict weather to Wednesday?
One of the hottest lads in the game today. Cruisers FC at DC United. Buzzard point, as they call it in the industry drabs. Let's go around the Latin term for podcast hosts. Get our thoughts out of the way. Your thoughts on the matchup, my friend.
I mean, we're probably back to the same starting 11 that we're used to, the ones that don't score goals. We watched the game against DC here at home where we didn't accomplish jack shit.
Oh, great,
and
John.
they scored one goal on a set piece, which all you got to do is score one goal against us.
That's
and
it.
You're,
Collect your 3
You're
points.
guaranteed at least 1 point, if not 3.
Yeah.
I'd like to see something different, but I don't know why you would at this point. I mean, maybe the team comes out with some fire after their leadership meeting for an hour and a half. Maybe there's some tweaks. I don't know. I don't know what to expect of this game. I hope something different, but I don't expect something different.
Not happening.
I think you get another low-scoring, uninteresting, uninspiring performance. I think it's going to take fresh blood to get what we're looking for out of this team.
Yeah, Robin Fraser's not walking through that door. Charles, come camp with us. Come camp with us. No?
Better.
Your thoughts on the match, my friend.
Darby, I don't know if you heard, but there was a leadership council meeting this week.
8 mystery men that nobody knows who they could possibly
Nominated
be.
by the team themselves.
Right.
Not by the coaches.
I want a meeting between those leaders and the rest of the fucking team. I mean, shouldn't that be the meeting that happens now? That players only bullshit, where they're like, "Fuck it, we need to be grown ass men who win games like we get paid to do." Okay.
Yeah, I agree. But in all seriousness, I'm not as afraid of DC as like with the speed of Houston or some of the other teams we played. So I think there's a chance to turn around here. As good as DC played early, they've also struggled. They didn't do a whole lot when they were here. It could be another monsoon Atlanta United game where we seem to somehow succeed in the crappiest of conditions. So I look forward to standing in the rain with the rest of the Nor on tour and being out there for the game.
Man, sucks to be you. John Zadar, your thoughts?
I agree. It does suck to be him. The East is just so weird, so I'm not really sure what to expect either. DC lost this week also, 1-0 to that team at the new stadium, Minnesota. So they're doing things that don't really make sense either. So I don't know. Be interesting to see.
All right.
Will it be interesting though?
No.
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 I say no.
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
I say
the
no
last
as well.
game I watched was exciting, which was also against against DC. So
yeah. No, I think the only thing preventing a blowout DC United victory would be the weather, and I think it's going to be shitty weather, and so it's going to be DC's going to win, but it's not going to be by that much because the weather's going to play a factor. Otherwise, the heartless Columbus Crew, the stoneless Columbus Crew, would get blown out of the fucking water, like the chumps like the heartless, sackless, nutless chumps that they are.
So they're just walking into new RFK.
Yeah.
Opening up the tub and say, put the dogs right in.
Sprayed on me. Sprayed on
If
me.
you want to try 4 dogs tonight, I'm into it.
Yeah.
I don't know how many dogs you got, but bring them all.
Quadruple dog dump, tri-tip, hot lad, wiener smash.
I'm afraid you think I've asked for some of your dogs. No. I want all of them.
Yeah.
I want your wolf pack
Yeah.
inside my tub.
Yeah,
Naked chest, DC United, hot dump, smasher lads.
Yeah. Drop that big old dire wolf right inside me.
That's right. You put it on me, and I'll take it, because that's what I want, and that's what I've asked for.
Yeah.
I'm Pedro Sanch. Let's go around the Latin term for podcast host. That is table. Get our predictions out of the way. Drabs, go to you first.
See, all this bullshit being said, I'm going to fall victim to the gambler's fallacy. I'm going to say that at some point, some goddamn professionals who are paid to play this game have to score a goddamn goal. And I think this is going to be not last game where I predicted a goal from the Crew and the loss.
All right.
This week's going to be the game that they score a goal.
Oh, man.
It's not going to help them because it's going to be a 1-1 tie against the Fightin' Rain Woonies. Hashtag the goals will Campesano. Hashtag or motherfucking will it.
What?
Feels unnecessary.
But will it, though? Oh, but it won't. Okay. All right.
I mean, 1-1 tie.
Charles, you're predicting for the guest, a.k.a. Solana a.k.a.
Last place.
Last place, lads. Go ahead.
I think we're going to have a fresh defense back. I think it's going to be sloppy conditions.
Abubakar was really fresh.
A fresh starting defense back.
Mentally fresh.
So my prediction, and it's going to be sloppy conditions.
All right.
I think we get one. So I think
Fresh and
hashtag
sloppy.
for Columbus won.
Charles always gets one at sloppy conditions.
Fresh and sloppy, just how I like them.
Hashtag for Columbus won. The 51st State United 0. Hashtag not a coward.
Oh.
Hashtag no washcloth.
Oh.
Hashtag no spoilers.
God.
What'd you say, 2-0?
1-0.
1-0. 4-0
Wait,
Cruz?
has
Cruz.
a predictor ever gone into negative points this far into the season? Because
They have 20. They can't go-
screaming that direction.
That's a question for Danielle Castle. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Darby, not everybody predicts ties. So
You're
they
about to
avoid the
be at
negative.
5
my
fucking
God.
points.
Direct that towards Sean Sitar as well. Sean Sitar, speaking of a coward, your prediction, my friend.
If he was the one
0-0.
that hadn't seen Endgame and you weren't, I would have spoiled it for you right now.
Oh. Hashtag best friends endgame.
I'm predicting.
I am Iron.
I am also going against the conventional wisdom, and I think that we will win this game. Wow. So I've got Columbus Crew 1, DC United 0, hashtag this train wreck sluts, hashtag Shadow Sal baby, hashtag don't notice the eagle, hashtag they'll touch you where you won't, hashtag face down, ass up, drop that Santos in this tub.
I'd like to go ahead and award John a man ball for his hashtags this week. Everybody, Morgan has officially lost his shit. He's crying in the corner right now. Here, wait, would you like me to press a button here?
Please do.
God, I'm really bad at this one. I think I don't have a soul,
You're
so it's
kind of
not like...
hamstring
Yeah,
right now.
you're smashing and dragging.
Yeah.
You need to just
You need to poke.
Yeah.
You had it down earlier. Now you're getting too excited.
Give it a shot,
You know
Drabs.
what
Give it another
It's
shot.
more of just a poke and not a smash
What drop
and
do you
drag.
have? What
Darts.
drop? No, that's
There it is.
fair.
I mean,
That's
that
fair.
works.
Okay, so there are points to be made and or lost this week because I have absolutely zero confidence in Columbus Crew SC. I am saying Columbus Cruisers FC 0, DC United. Most of that ink ended up on my fucking leg. Well,
Just
one.
like Gary
I'm
Poo.
saying
Like Gary, yeah.
a 0-1 loss. You're saying a 1-0 win. You're saying a 1-0 win. You're a coward. Who cares what you
coward.
say?
What'd you say again?
1-1 tie.
1-1
Pussy.
tie as to not
On the
lose
internet
points.
only, you pussy.
I say 1-0 loss. Hashtag Team Sierra Burhalter. Hashtag definitely only girls. I'm a 3-4 man. Hashtag why would you say we were inside of each other as anything other than friends? Hashtag the R. Kelly of space travel. Hashtag did I take that too far? Hashtag, no, that actually feels nice. Hashtag, let's go frisbee golfing as friends. Hashtag, par 1 second hole. Hashtag, par 1 means your dick. Hashtag, second hole means my hot snatch.
And Morgan lost it on his own hashtag. He's the guy who laughs at his own fucking jokes. That was hot snatch at the end of that hot.
I was writing it and I was like,
hashtag, by
there's
the way.
no way I'm going to be able to
Say
read
that,
this. Hashtag second hole means my hot snatch.
You almost didn't read it the second time.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay, GCG bag. Drabs, what they got going on?
Fuck if I know. They're probably watching.
They'll
the
be
game
here playing Hot Snatch.
Hot Snatch, Hot Boys.
Yeah.
I'll be at the fucking Dublin, like, what do they call it? Like the Bridge Lad party?
Long John Silver's?
MCL.
Yeah. I'll be there, like, watching the crew in the jackets at some stupid fucking Pam's.
What restaurant are you guys going to?
Grandmother's, I don't know, birthday
When
party.
you find out,
Will they
put
even
it on
have
Twitter so that
TVs?
people can
Well,
crash
I'll
the
leave
party.
if they don't. I mean, like, her whole family knows that. So, John, any volunteer opportunities for Save the Crew?
I don't think so.
There's volunteering at Van Buren on May 5th.
That's right.
This Sunday. So
and we need people.
right, go. Morgan retweeted it. I retweeted it. Joe Rogers posted the original volunteer sign up. So a couple hours of your time makes a huge difference in these things. So please sign up.
Really does, man. I mean, like, and honestly, like, if anybody in our community deserves our support, it is the Van Buren shelter.
Yeah, and this is not hard work. It goes really quickly. You could wind up serving food if washing dishes
It's
is
easy
more
and
your
fun.
style is a thing.
Yeah.
There'll be lots of people around that you're friends with or will be friends with afterwards. So
And the kitchen's about to be remodeled, so you can always say, like, ooh, I worked at the Van Buren shelter
When it
when
was tough.
Yeah. When there was no goddamn fucking
Dishwasher.
dishwasher.
Yeah.
Thank Christ that's part of it. On behalf of benevolent corporate overlord sponsors, blood, urine, spit, salvia, foot golf Larry Turd, and the dead rotting corpse of Charles, come into my camping ground. Episode 116 of ACES Radio, and all Lord Gamerless people said,
hot snatch.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.
Please have a party. Feed us drinks. Get us laid. Ow!
Dude, don't pretend like you're busy working or something, dude. You know you're in bed just watching PlayStation or something like that.
That's the word on the street.